Us some love. What up, YouTube? What up, everybody? How y'all doing? Should be a pretty good day. This news of the prosecution's motion and the injuries sustained. Something very interesting to talk about. As well as evidence that the governor of Utah lied to the American public about the movements of Tyler Robinson on September the 10th. Not only did he lie to the American public about it, he did it standing in front of Kash Patel. Sounds like a multi-agency something. Anyways, yeah, so give the channel some love over on YouTube. Give the space a repost down in the bottom. We're going to start off with some music today. How about that? We're going to get the vibes going.
He don't talk unless the proof is in the lines. Receipts in the photo-coded truth in these rhymes. Power play chess, moving pawns through the blind. But a diligent denizen sees designs in the signs. They disguise what they hide, he just shows how it's shaped. Every source double check, never roll with the fakes. In this world full of wolves, he's exposing the snakes. Document every whisper, got the quotes and the dates. He don't chase what they post, he investigates where it stems. Paper trails never lie, follows links to the end. Truth is power, it bends, but yet it always defends. What's verified never shakes, even lost in the trend. So when he speaks, it's a lens, not a rumor or a vibe. He cuts through the noise, pulls the proof from the lies. This is for the people trying to see through the disguise. Diligent denizen where the real can survive.
Wow, 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 wow. That's the sound the Fedsloppers are making today. They're having a rough week, bro. They're having a really bad week. Well, yeah. Shout out to Unconfined. That's Unconfined with a K over on X, or Real Unconfined. He made that song for us. A lot of crying today. A lot of upset people. A lot of upset people about the narrative. They're not happy the way things are going. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting indeed. I do have a couple of guests coming here tonight. I don't know when they'll be here. I think they have some stuff they're handling. We're going to discuss this. So before I get into the new information filed by the prosecution, I want to get into some of the tears. I used to call it tears of the left. I don't know what I call it now. It's tears of something. They're definitely shedding tears today. I just want to show you this guy. Oh, here he is. Matt Tardio. How ironic is it that this last name is Tardio? These things are what makes me know that God is working with us all, right? Like you're having a rough day, you're a little stressed out, maybe you're fatigued from working all the time, maybe, all of the doom and gloom has got you down. And then you see a tweet like this from a guy named Matt Tardio, all right? And you're like, oh my God, this guy's last name is Tardio. And he's out here on Twitter, battling. He's a Z Ranger, he's a Zio Ranger, and he is out here battling the good fight with the last name Tardio. You can't make this shit up. Love it. Absolutely love it. So don't be surprised when Candace has her computer and all of her electronics seized. Well, any American knows that we have the First Amendment. And in that First Amendment is what is called the freedom of the press, right? It's the only profession that is specifically outlined and protected in the entirety of the Constitution and Bill of Rights. The only one. There is no other profession, right, There's no other civilian profession that is outlined and protected by our Constitution specifically. You would think that an American would know that, right? But apparently Matt's forgotten that, right? So we are protected here. I went ahead and asked Grok because, I get fatigue. I get fatigue with, trying to explain things to Tardio and people like him. So, quote, the First Amendment bars the government from abridging freedom of speech or of the press. It blocks censorship or punishment solely for publishing opinions, reporting, or criticism. That middle part's very important to this conversation. Reporting or criticism. Protected under the United States Constitution. Candace Owens, her reporting is constitutionally protected speech. When I say citizen journalist, if you go look at my profile, you'll see up at the top, it says citizen journalist right across the top. People like citizen journalist like it's some kind of own. I'm not institutional, right? I'm not legacy media. I'm not ABC, NBC, CBS. And I'm glad that I'm not. Those institutions are corrupted, right? They are shills of the state. So citizens, every single citizen in the United States has a God-given right to report the truth to the public. A God-given right. This has been tested in the Supreme Court time after time, and it wins. It always wins. And I said, are we free to report matters of public interest under this constitutional protection? Yes. Reporting on matters of public interest is a core protected activity under the First Amendment's free speech and free press clauses. This covers, pay attention here because it's very important. This covers citizen journalists, podcasters, and independent creators, the same as traditional media. Imagine that. So it specifically protects me. I'm a citizen journalist. It specifically protects Candace Owens. She's a podcaster, right? And independent creators, all of you out there that X has deemed as creators, I think it was last year, all of you are citizen journalists. All of you are protected under the First Amendment. They can't punish us for reporting accurately. And seizing Candace Owens' computer and electronics is a violation of her constitutional rights. Now, what kind of people demand that your constitutional rights be betrayed, be walked upon? Somebody that doesn't care about the Constitution? Communists don't care about the Constitution. They sure don't. Nice 124 viewers you got there, Tardio. All right. I think that I've made my point. I don't know these people who are coming up here. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. I'm random up randoms. Request to speak, everybody. If you're in the space, I want to have a conversation on spaces. I am going to go through a few things, but I want some other people. I'm going to try to get Baron in here. He doesn't really do spaces, but I'm still going to try to get him in here. I'm going to try to coax him. I'm a coax Baron. And I do have that. Is it John? I'm going to make sure I say his name right. I have John Bray coming in later, but right now he is otherwise obligated. Who's down there? Okay. All right. So let me get into this since nobody's requesting. I don't know what the hell's going on. Let me get into this. First, we'll address, I think we should address I guess we'll address the autopsy. Well, I mean that's like the quote unquote microphone theory, and I know that people are going to want to be all over that. So I was trying to give it a minute. Let's call out Governor Cox. So first, what we'll do, I think we'll go through this. So today, I went and compiled all of the rooftop footage that we have, where we can see the assailant or the suspect, person of interest, whatever you want to call him. I went and downloaded it directly from Candace's page, and I also downloaded it directly from the FBI's website. So this is unadulterated. It's not a screen recording. It is not a third-party download. I got it directly from Candace and directly from the FBI. And then I stitched together every scene that was published and then put it into one video. It's 1080p, so it's a better quality than what we watched yesterday. And it's all in one place. So this includes the jumping down segment that we had, where he runs over to the corner, throws his bag over, jumps down, leans a little bit, looks like it hurt his leg, and then runs off over the hill, and then it ends at the street. All of that's on here. The reason why I bring it up is because after we watched this yesterday, no audio on X. Okay. Oh, you guys can't hear me? Lune, can you hear me?
Yes.
Were you struggling to say yes? Okay.
No, I didn't know you were talking to me. I'm sorry.
All right. Let me YouTube. I don't know. Somebody said that in YouTube, and they said Baron is live. I thought Baron was alive. I don't know what's going on. I can't trust YouTube. They're giving me all kinds of misinformation over there. I don't know what y'all doing. All right. So what I want you to point out, okay, we're gonna listen to Governor Cox tell us what happened on the roof. Okay, here we go.
When he's first spotted on.
So this is the day, 33 hours after Charlie Kirk was assassinated. They have captured Tyler Robinson. This is also the famous scene where we'll see you in Valhalla, right? Yeah, you can see Mr. Crashout Patel back there, standing back there. So you have the governor, you have the SBI, you have the FBI, and you have the Utah County Sheriffs, right? So they're all of the institutions of Utah and law enforcement involved with this case are represented during this press briefing. I want you to pay close attention, okay? Pay very close attention to what he describes happening with the roof.
Yes. So when he's first spotted on campus, he has different clothing on, and then he changes clothing on the roof, and then changed back into that clothing at some point, so that when he was apprehended, when he was arrested, the clothing matched the clothing he had on before the shooting here at UVU. Yes. So
listen again.
So when he's first spotted on campus, he has different clothing on, and then he changes clothing on the roof. And
what does he do? He changes clothing on the roof.
And then changed back into that clothing at some point, so that when he was apprehended, when he was arrested, the clothing matched the clothing.
So according to the governor, we see Tyler Robinson in his maroon shirt, right, in his jeans, and then he goes and changes into the black shirt and jeans, right? And then, according to him, he climbs up on the roof.
He had on before the shooting here.
He changes clothes on the
when
roof.
He's first spotted on campus, he has different clothing on, and then he changes clothing on the roof.
Where does he change clothes? He changes clothes on the roof. You heard it, right? Definitive proof. All of the law enforcement is attendance. They're standing back there supporting these statements. Okay. He changed his clothes on the roof. Well, let's see if that's true. Does he change his clothes on the roof? I missed that yesterday. Here's all of the footage. Let me make myself disappear so you guys can see it. Okay. Now let's see if he really changed his clothes on the roof. Well, it looks like he just started running there. Now, this is original quality. Yesterday, Mitch was saying he could see a gun right here. I don't see any gun right there.
Okay.
I never see a gun throughout this entire thing. Let me know in the chat if you see a gun. What's the timestamp? I'll keep the time playing.
There he goes. And I actually do want to show you side by side so you can actually see a real military man do that.
We're going to watch the whole thing.
Alongside this person on the rooftop. Let's bring in that side by side clip. Here we go. That general action right there is known as a lateral crawl.
Hit the like button over in the chat. Comment.
There,
Thank you.
And we're running that
on
back
YouTube.
and forth there.
And I'm not so convinced that's a car now that I've had more time to look at it.
There we go. Something forward.
That's definitely a rifle
Watch
case
that
or something.
Again, something forward.
Not a towel.
Again.
It's not a towel.
But more importantly than what look. There you go. That's that unfolding again. And by the way, if you are listening to this in audio, this is one of these episodes that you actually do have to go watch. So you will have to pivot over to YouTube, to Spotify, somewhere that
The
provides
memes
video,
of this
because
blob
is not something
all
that
over
we can
Twitter
just
for the last
produce on an
24
audio
hours has
podcast
been
here, unfortunately.
amazing.
But
Look, it's Tyler Robinson, and it's this black thing.
have to
This
obviously
is
zoom in,
black
push out
blob.
those
No offense, Casey.
Fed timestamps, but see here, I have 10 more seconds here. Okay, he is up.
No gun.
Anybody? For you guys to watch. Here he comes running.
Where does he
on
change
to the
clothes?
rooftop.
Where do you see a
You know,
30-06?
definitively, as he gets down into what is known as
Where does he
a
use the screwdriver?
lateral military crawl. He begins
Because according
that
to
crawl
them, they found the screwdriver up here.
over to the
where-
right
by the-
first,
where he was
and then
prone.
To the left, we see a quick flash.
Blake Neff is saying that he used the
Not sure
screwdriver
what
back
that
here
Flash is
from a different angle that we haven't seen
actually,
yet.
Looks like. Oh, I'm not going to read into it. There's that throw forward. I say fold forward. You can say throw forward, but that's definitely something being flung forward, getting into position. And here we wait for what we expect to be some sort of a kickback.
Okay, so I realize everybody thinks
This is must.
I'm going to address something
power.
that's being said right now. Okay, this building this line right here, the lower one. There's two levels to the front of this building. There's this ledge, and there's a ledge just below it. He is on the edge of the roof. I don't know why everybody keeps saying that this isn't the edge of the roof. I can prove to you that this is the edge of the roof. This is the edge. 100% the edge. I'll show you. I will show you. Let's see. Okay. So where is it? Okay. So this is where Charlie Kirk was shot. This is the Losi Center. Okay. Should look closely. This is a lower roof. There's two. You see how it's layered, right? This is the highest section of roof right here, where the gravel is, and then the roof drops down, and this is an in-between roof, right? What you guys are seeing and thinking is the ledge is the angle, right? So if you're up high, you're only seeing a part of this, right? So it looks like he's far back. He's right here. This is where he is. He's right here on this corner. If you look at the video where the guy got the video of him from the side, he's right here. He's laying right here. And it looks small right here, but it's not. I mean, it's good size. I mean, this walkway is probably 20 feet, I want to say, or more wide. So if this square is 20 feet, right? Just want you to think. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, a little bit over 4. So maybe between 80 and 100 feet over here to the edge. He's on the edge. I'll go back to it. Where is it? Here we go. Yeah, he's on the edge. You just can't see the edge. There's a little cutout, right? Okay, on this corner. The cutout goes like this. He's right at the corner of the cutout, and then it goes over here to the edge. Let me show you. I guess maybe because I've been there, I know what it looks like. But you can see it here. See the cutout? Here's the cutout, right? This cutout. This is where he is. He's on this edge. He's right here. There's nothing in front of him. And you're seeing the line, like, since the camera is up at an angle, right? The camera is up in the air right here. And this is a whole another level, right? The camera is right here on this. Can we see it? Yeah, there it is. Okay. This is a whole nother level, a whole nother story higher than where the sniper is, the alleged sniper anyways. And so you're looking at a downward angle of him laying down right here. And in that downward angle, because you're higher, you're able to see some of this in front of him. And so it looks like he's back away from this line, but really, and we're overhead, so you can't see it right now, but really he's right there. I actually took, I don't think I can pull it up right now. I don't know if I posted it by itself. I actually took a video of this with my ultra zoom camera, my phone, and wrong edge to sight of Charlie, a building blocks. they're just they're freaking out in the chat. That's absolutely not where he was. Valhalla. Look at him in the chat. The YouTube chat's going crazy, bro. It's crazy. Y'all are tripping. All right, look. I'm going to show you one more time. Okay? Just follow the roof line out to here and then follow it over. Okay? This is the roof line. He is on the roof line, right? What you are seeing is the corner that goes in, right? Let me show you. You're seeing this. He's on this corner. Look, the roof line goes out to the end. Maybe can I spin it? I don't know. I guess I can't. It's bothering me. Maybe I can pull up. You know what? I think I have. What is rest to his left, bro? These people are speaking like broken English. What's up, girl Casey? How you doing? Are you there? Can anybody hear me? Where's the speakers at? I'm gonna stop doing X Spaces.
I'm here.
I'm
Can you
just gonna start doing YouTube. I'll stop doing X Spaces.
No, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was promoting your space, and then you called on me, and I'm like, oh shoot, what is up, Diligent? Yes, I'm promoting the Space Guys. Retweet the Space Guys. If you're on the live, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you all subscribe and put your notification bells on, as it is improved with YouTube. I'm just here listening to you break it down, and I'm here for it. So yeah, but I am on the space.
I have a walkthrough of the whole UVU campus where I stand up here on the edge, and I think I zoomed in on my walkthrough. I want to show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, I realize everybody is convinced he's not at the edge, and for having been up there and looked at it extensively, I think he is at the edge, knowing the layout of the building. People are convinced that he's not. You have Valhalla saying that he's not. I have body. I did a whole walkthrough. I did a whole walkthrough of the UVU with my body cam. Mine actually worked, by the way. Unlike Officer Bag Ladies, mine was still working. So let's see. Okay. Yeah. Damn, it's down here, isn't it? I got a whole bunch of highlights. I didn't used to have as many. February. Oh, damn. I guess it is old. George Zinn. Sorry, you guys. I wasn't expecting have to prove that I was right here. But, I mean, I don't have a problem proving anybody wrong. It's not like I'm arrogant or anything. I'm just, when you're right, you're right. What's up? Let's see. What's up, Eco?
Hey, Diligent. What's happening,
What's up,
man? I
Arno?
think Google Maps. I'm good. I think Google Maps allows you to do like a 3D perspective. Would that help?
Not on the roof. You can do the street. Right, but you can't do the. Here, let's show this. You can do the street maps, but you can't do the in the air with the Google. You can do Google Earth. I don't know really how to use it as much though.
Okay, I'll look onto it on my computer.
I have a. Let's see. I have a walkthrough where I stand in front of it. I think I took a recording with my phone too. Is this it? Following the path, the alleged shooter. Let's see. This might be it.
Your neighborhood, I'm
okay.
sure.
That's me going over where he ran off into the woods. So I got all that. I know I have the roof. Okay, this is in the stairwell. I've got that. Oh, right here.
Okay. Lucy Center.
So, let's see if I zoom in. So, do you see the cutout? Right, there's an edge here, and then it goes up and over.
This is Lucy Center.
Okay, so this is where the shooter is prone. Okay, he's on the edge over here. Let's do a comparison so that we can be sure. Okay. So, do you see how it has like it cuts in and it goes like this? It's an L. Okay. A backwards, or no, it's the right way as L. Let me go back to mine. Okay. Do you see the L? Okay. All right.
He supposedly took the shot from.
I'll zoom in a second. I think I zoom in with my camera.
Blocked off. And cameras.
Locate the exhaust fan. Listen, y'all are tripping. Okay, he is, dude. There is only one place he could be. Y'all are tripping. Like, look, okay. This here. Let me help you. This is the side of the building. This whole railway. This is the side of the building. Okay. The ledge that they said that he jumped over is right here. See it? So what the Fedsloppers are saying is that he rolled over this ledge, right? Changed his clothes, assembled the rifle, okay, and then got up and then ran over to that position. That is the Fedslop narrative. Okay, that's what Blake said today, that we're going to see it from a different angle, blah, 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 right? With a Fed-made video. Yeah, exactly. So, having been there, okay, I just want you to pay attention. Okay, let me pull it up. I'm pretty sure I zoom in. Now, at the time, they had this police station thing here, and they were like chirping at me every few minutes, telling me to get off there and be wary and no trespassing and all this. So I was a little careful. There we go. Hold on. There it is. Look at that. We have a very clear view of the edge. It is not this. Okay, this is what you guys are seeing. This is the edge. This corner right here. Okay, see it? Like this is the edge that he runs over, and then he runs over here, and he gets on this edge right here, this little edge out there. Okay? I don't know if I zoom in any more than that. Maybe I don't.
So he ran from one side of this building to the other. This is where he would have...
Ignore my fat ass out of breath. Okay? Just ignore that. I think I get a better look over here. So I'm going to pan.
Over there.
No, don't pan the other way, dumbass.
Ran off into those woods.
I'm out. They're all tripping, bro. They're all tripping. He's up further. I'm telling you, okay? I am agreeing with you. I think we're having a failure to communicate, right? Let me see if I get a better shot. Okay. This edge out here, it's hard to see because of the angle. Let's see if I get a better angle. I don't know why it's tripping. He's too flat to have a downward angle. Now you know the Fedslappers just got swarmed by bots. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, okay. I'm going to start arguing with people because I've been here and I have a zoomed in. I don't know why it's okay, there we go. Let's see if I get a better zoomed in picture. Surely I do. Why is the quality all shitty?
Show them that aerial footage.
There we go. Okay. Sit still. Right there. All right. Let me see. Video quality. That's whack. I uploaded it in 720. This is the roof line where this is. See it? That's the edge of the roof right there. This is where the shooter was. Okay. Not this. Not this. Not this. This is there's like a little cutout inside of here, right? Where it like goes in a little bit. Right? There's an edge. There's an inner edge right there. You can see it.
Hey, Diligent, I'm on Google Earth. There's a web version. You don't have to install it, and it shows you angles, and you can actually look on it from there if you want to pull it up real quick.
DM it to me.
Will do.
Dealy, can I bring up a counterpoint? I was in a YouTube comments.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I think what everyone's saying is that with the video that Candace shared, you see the assailant go over two different shades of roof. So he sprints across the first lighter shade, and he sprints onto a darker shade of roof. And it's that darker shade that's further ahead. That's where he kind of gets down low.
Yeah, that's this. That's this darker shade. This is the lighter shade. This is the stepway. This is the ledge that he jumps over. And then this is the darker shade of roof. Like, we're saying the same thing, right? This is the edge of the first half where he jumps over, right? And when he gets over it, he runs out to the edge of this roof over here.
Yeah, that line. That's where he goes to the other roof.
I don't.
Yeah, so
we're saying the same thing.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, I don't understand what the confusion is. He's at the edge of this roof. He's at the edge, though. He's not back however many feet they were saying, right? And I'm at a. I need everybody to pay attention here, okay? I am at a different elevation than the camera that is capturing what they shared. What Candace shared. No, I was telling you. I was misunderstanding what YouTube. Where is the church spire? Where is the church spire? Tripping, bro.
Yeah, I think you pointed to a closer roof section on the overhead view.
I was just telling them they thought that I thought they were complaining, saying that he was back here. I'm like, no, he's out here. He's out here, right?
Check your DMs; it's in there.
All right. So, anyways, okay, he is. I want you to look at the pictures now that we've like come to an understanding. Look at the highway sign. Listen, I am shorter than the 3-story building that the camera that Candace released is, right? She's showing you footage from a camera that is 10 feet or more higher than where I'm standing when I took this video. Right? And so with that elevation comes a broader perspective. When you're up that high, now you can see a lot more things that is behind the edge of the roof, under the roof line. That is why if you see a landmark and the footage that Candace released, but you cannot see the landmark in the footage that we're going through now, it is because I am 10 feet lower or more than Candace's camera, right? So you're not going to see all of the same landmarks behind the building because I'm way lower than she is. I don't understand, bro. I'm ignoring the YouTube chat. They're driving me nuts over there. I don't know what's going on with them. Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. Shot right there. Okay. So Yes. Thank you. I'm looking. I'm reading the chat as they're going nuts. Can you please?
I think they're more so arguing between each other.
No, they're like, I think it's bots, Diligent. Take one for the team, hop the fence, and go give us a video of being pro'd in the spot. I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna do that, but that would be fun. That would be fun. Yeah, anyways, you can see from the video. We'll go back to it. I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna argue with these guys anymore. It's just at a different angle and a different perspective, right? And I think it's because it's so grainy. You're having it fucks with the depth perception. It's obviously it's like 2D. You don't have good depth perception because you can't see landmark objects with enough detail to tell how far away they are because they're blurry. So, but I'm using this as the roof line that is the same in both pictures, and he appears to be at the edge. Now, I don't know that conclusively. It's too grainy to tell. But from what we can see, it looks like he's on the edge of that small edge. Yeah, see, he scoots up right there at the end. Right there. See, he scoots forward like a caterpillar. And he gets up to the edge. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's at the edge of that roof. Is it on topic, Blake?
I was just going to point out that the Losi entire roof, the side that you're on with the parking lot facing side is a completely different roof line and rock material than the other side because it's essentially symmetrically divided down the middle. And right where the parking lot side, the rocks that compile the roof are nearly 2, maybe 3, 4 times the size of the rocks that are over on the prone position
Oh, I was
side.
pointing to the wrong one on the map. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's over here.
And the lip. So if you can just trace along the parking lot side of the Losi, it has the ledge where I would say anywhere from 12 to 24 inches of lip, which would be kind of the border of the roof, if you will. That is not even close to the same makeup of the prone side. It is only about 3 to 4 inches of raised trim line, not anywhere close to where or what you're looking at as we're walking up to that chain link fence right there. And that matters because you can't hide behind it. There's the when you're laid prone.
If you're talking about this wall, hold on. This wall, you could hide behind this. I have a video right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's 2
okay.
feet.
Are you talking about? Are you? I'm not watching you on YouTube. I'm
where the fence is to the right
X.
to the right of the fence. There is a pony wall.
Yes, where he hid. Yes,
there alleged.
Yeah,
we don't know that he hid there. That's what the claim is.
We don't. We can only see at 12:22 and some change from what was shown in court. So it would just suggest that that's where he was chilling from 12:17 to 12:22. That's the missing time that the court did not, or the DA rather did not show in court, was from 12:17. We saw him cross over, and then the video jump cuts to 12:22. And then that's when, of course, we see him begin the run to the prone position. But if people are under the impression that you can hide behind a wall, similar to what he did, more than likely, allegedly, from 12:17 to 12:22, on the other side, which is the prone side, that is absolutely not the case, because we're talking about a matter of 3 to 4 inches of lip line. And that matters because of visibility and other factors that would play into firing an alleged rifle.
Any hiding, changing of clothes, and now that I've re-listened to what Blake said, this matches what my initial understanding of what the Fedslop narrative was. I actually stood over here and I put my phone over and showed how steep it was and how what the height was of the pony wall and how far down this pony wall went, right? If he was trying to hide or whatever. And there is a small area right here because this roof, this gray roof right here, if you're over on YouTube, where the vent is, this is sloped. This is not flat roof, right? The edge that gets closest to the flat roof is only a few inches tall. I think that's what Blake's getting at. And then the north edge, which would be this edge right here, this is the part that's 2 feet tall. I mean, he literally would have to lay right here in this spot and then do all of his business and without lifting up whatsoever, and to not be spotted. Now, according to Blake Neff, that's what happens, right? He alleges that he jumps into an area where you can only see him from a different camera angle, and that's where he assembles the gun and whatever. I don't remember if he said he changed his clothes. Read this are trying to say that he didn't have the direct sight to Charlie when laying down on that side. Now, I understand that you guys are saying that. I can also prove that's wrong. That is also wrong. Okay?
Really?
Yes. I stood in the line of sight. So when you are out here, okay, there is a direct line of sight down to the Sorensen. Where is it? Right here. Okay. This little area right here. It's the corner of this walkway. It is directly in the line of sight. Let me zoom out a little bit. So what I did was I stood in between the two spots, right? So right here next to the Sorensen. So here is maybe I can do it. Maybe I can draw, give us a straight line. I'll try, see if I can find an overlay. But we'll just say Charlie's in the center of this diamond. Okay. There, if you follow that, there's a straight line of sight right there. So I stood last time I was there. I took my camera and my hat and I used the button of my hat and I stood where Charlie was and I turned around and I lined up that corner of the roof with the button up my hat and you could see a straight line. Not only did I do that though, there's another spot when I did my walkthrough with my phone. And I don't know if I posted it or not. If I didn't, I will now. I stood right here, right in between this spot and let me see if I can get them both where we can see.
Okay. This little
Hold on, bro. Yeah, so I stood in between. I see this line? Watch. It goes like this. My hand's a little shaky because I'm rolling the mouse. But right there, see? Did you guys see me make that travel? There is a direct line of sight from this arrow up here and then up to here. What I did was I stood right here and I pointed my camera, right, without moving. I just spun. I pointed my camera down to where Charlie Kirk was, and then I turned around without lowering my camera, and you can see this, and then just raised it up to where that line or that roof line is, and you can see the edge of it. I mean, it is, there's nothing obstructing there. The path or this floor, I guess you would call it, this level that the Sorensen is on, does not obstruct the view from this ledge. It does not. I promise you. I stood there and checked it. Let me see if I can find it.
I'm looking at it on Google Maps, and you can, indeed see.
Yeah, you can
clear.
see. I think
a clear line of sight.
Let me. I know that I checked it. Well, we'll do two. I'll show both. So I'll show you. Is this it?
I don't think we're talking about the same thing, Dill.
We're talking about the same thing, bro.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
I'm looking at the. He wasn't laying. No, he was not lying. Right. You can see the whole ledge. I understand what you guys are saying, right? You think that he's in. He's in a little bit, right? I actually complained when there was a video on the side. I said, why wasn't he in a little bit? Why wasn't he in? Because when you see the video on the side, he's right here on the edge of this, right? Like he's within 2 feet of the edge on both sides. Like he's out at the corner. I was bitching because I was like, why would you not be 3 or 4 feet in? You would not be visible from bystanders down here. This is where the guy, so this is a hill right here. Okay, this is at a slant. It's our parking lot out here. This is all downhill, right? You're walking down a hill. You're walking up a hill. It like kind of curves like this, right? That's where the guy was standing there, and he says, is that a person over there? I just watched the guy run, and now he's laying down. Should we tell somebody? Right? So, let me finish. So from that video on the side, you can see that he is out at the edge, right? You can't see exactly, but enough where he's visible. That tells me that he is probably within 2 feet of the edge right here, right? And if he's within, I mean, you can see, let me see if you can see. Go over. Like he could probably be right here where that pin is, right? He could probably be as far back over there and still have a line of sight, right? So he's out at the edge. He's got a line of sight. Let me see if I can find the video so you guys, so this is my walkthrough. Let's see if I got it. I could have swore that I did. Could have swore that I spun. Is it right there? I spun around. Right before I got up here. Look, this is it.
It's wide open.
So if you check your
I hear you about the Google Maps.
We're gonna see.
I hear you. I'll go, but I want to show because I know I did a test on the line of sight in between, right?
This little street, and that's the Losi building in front of me. Okay, just on the other side of that building is where he took the shot from, supposedly. Matt, can you see? Ryan, I'm sorry.
So I'm
Matt.
hosting a space. I'm hosting a video space. Blake, you can talk.
All right,
you
so
have to raise your hand. I'm hosting a video space.
Remember, I'm peg legging, right? Like so. I'm peg legging.
I'm like trying to reenact
massive rifle in my skinny jeans.
The shooters
that nobody can see.
Shooters
somehow
path up on top of the Losi
right. This
Center,
massive 30-06 rifle just goes undetected as I peg leg up these stairs and up these hills. Okay. There's no other way to get up here.
I don't know
by the
about
way.
it being a
and I've
shooter.
already
Do
done this
you
twice in my
see
other video
a
spaces,
shot
but there is
really-
I don't
literally
I'm
you
not
have to go
saying
up these
that
hills to get up here. You can.
let's just clarify. I'm not saying that he's the shooter. I'm saying that there is a clear line of sight where he was laying down. Right?
That's fact.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, in my opinion, that this guy did not have a gun. I think that he had a gun case, so that it looked like that he had a gun, right? But I see no evidence of a gun. I have not seen a firearm up on that roof. I saw no evidence of him shooting anything. I think he was a decoy, in my opinion. That's what he looks like.
All right, hey Dylan, can I just jump in real quick?
Yeah.
Because this is the metrics in which we can work off of. We know for an absolute fact that the sidewalk video that was captured by the person Candace has been talking to shows a person stationary, laying as flat as they possibly can. And that person goes on to tell Candace that within 5 seconds of the phone stop recording, that is when this person says they saw and heard a gunshot. 170 yards away, that's where they are. A little bit elevated position, because if you remember that sidewalk where they're standing in front of that green transformer power unit thing, it actually slopes up to that parking lot that is right there by the Keller building. Okay. So they are at even more of an elevated position, even more so than someone, say, standing where Phil Lyman was walking in the door of the Sorensen Center, right? So they are at more of an advantage from an elevation standpoint than, say, Phil Lyman is. Now, here's the kicker. We can deduce off of what Candace put out, that is the absolute, that's the roof video, okay?
So are you facing
that the person, once in position, never moves. When they get to that one position, they never move. They don't budge up another 6 feet. And that's what it is. It's 6 feet. When you go in and measure off of satellite imaging, the person is 6 feet back off the roof.
You cannot see clearly how far back he is because it's so grainy. I disagree.
Is it 2 feet?
It doesn't. I think it's indistinguishable because.
Is he on the edge?
He could be, because the edge is blurry.
But if he's on the edge, you would see
camera,
no daylight between his body and the edge.
If he's on the edge, you would see daylight between the camera and his body.
No, if he was at the edge to where he gets a legit drop, you would not see any daylight between the edge and his head.
He does not have to be hanging over the edge. If you're on a rifle, you are back 2 or 3 feet from the end of the barrel. The only thing that has to be at the 2 or 3
feet
beyond the line of sight is that barrel, right? The scope can be back a little bit. The scope is back a little bit. The eye is at the back of the scope, right? You have 2 or 3 feet between the end of your barrel and where you eye your scope in, right? So he can have that barrel as close up to the edge as he needs to be, and he is still, as a shooter, 2 or 3 feet away. The barrel is like 20 some odd inches. I would say the scope's probably 10 foot, right? So about 30 inches maybe.
Do you realize it's like a 5-story building drop?
What does that matter? It doesn't matter.
Charlie's not floating. Charlie's not floating above the Hall of Flags at the same elevation level.
What do you mean? He has more of a view because he's elevated beyond Charlie. And I'll also keep in mind, Charlie is sitting on a chair on a table, right? Okay. Charlie is not at the bottom.
5 stories.
Charlie is not that. He's not at the bottom of the amphitheater. He is at least 4 or 5 feet above it, right? He's on a chair on a table. He's on a table and then he's on a chair, right? As a matter of fact, I think that the reason why he was positioned there is so there was a clear line of sight. He probably didn't understand that. He probably thought, I'm standing up where everybody can see me because of the shape of the amphitheater and so that he can be visible to the crowd. But also being at that elevation puts him right in the sweet spot from that ledge. I'm not saying that he was shot from there. I'm just saying I have a video where I stood right here. Look, this spot, when I took this video, I'm doing an interview. If you guys are on YouTube, okay? I stood right where I am.
Yeah, it lines up.
I stood right where I am. I pointed my camera directly where Charlie Kirk was hit. I turn around. I look right at that ledge, and you have plenty of room to see. Like you have room. There's room to take that shot. Like it's not like a thin margin. There are feet.
No, it's the depth off. That's the issue. So let me just try this other angle, and I'll rest my case. Is the person from where he's recorded from the sidewalk video, the distance between the edge to where the person is seen, and it's not grainy because he zooms in with the other lens on the iPhone or whatever phone. That person never, ever moves closer to the edge of the roof because we can line these videos up together and we know that the person never reaches further. So if the argument is going to be that, yes, he can pull the shot off from that depth off the edge, then that's fine. But the video clearly shows there is no further movement once he gets rested because we have the other sidewalk video to validate that where there's just a missing 5 seconds.
I don't. Are you trying to say that this isn't the video of the shooter? I feel like that's what you're getting at.
Oh, hell no. I'm saying the angle of attack is absolutely impossible. That's the only thing I'm saying.
I think
5 stories. 5 stories.
It's
5-story drop.
It's not impossible. What do you mean? You
Snipers
just agreed.
typically go on roofs because they have a good vantage
The
point.
elevation, the higher, the better. What do you mean?
You have to account the distance away from Charlie.
The reason why you get on a perch, right, is because if you have an elevated vantage point, your field of vision is wider. It increases the scope. I don't understand what you're arguing here.
He would be right if Charlie was right below him, but that distance allows for that shot to
Yeah,
go
he's
for that line of sight.
he's out far enough and sitting up on that table. He's a sitting duck out there. Really. I stood in that spot and I checked all of the roof lines. They're all the way from the like where we see a visible wound, right? All the way from the Woodbury, right? All the way to the other side of the Sorensen. Anybody could have shot Charlie Kirk. I mean, it is such a wide field of potential sniper points, right? Like for a perch. I mean, there could have been.
Okay, Diligent, can I just direct your attention to the nest and then you can delete it if you want? This is the photograph from Brian Harpole that he took and sent to Charlie just before the arrival. The only way that shot is pulled off is if the shooter is at the very edge with a downward angle, with the scope being right there at the edge. The eye socket, your eye
Look.
has to be at the edge of the roof looking down.
Okay.
You can't be 6 feet back.
Okay. This person is not 6 feet back.
How far are they back?
Maybe 2 feet.
Still out of sight.
No, it's not.
You have to be at the edge.
No, you do not have to be at the edge. What are you talking about? Charlie is way the fuck out there. Way the fuck out there. And this guy is not flat on the roof. Okay? He is up 1.5 feet up off the roof. That that scope is up 1.5 feet up off the bottom of the roof. Right? Only his rifle needs to clear the edge or get close to the edge even. You don't even have to be right at the edge. You can be back a little ways.
So you just said 2 feet.
Yeah.
And then you said that the gun is 3 feet, right?
Yeah,
What did you say
30
the length of
inches.
Okay, are you telling me that the distance between the edge of the roof and where the person is laying flat, are you telling me that a gun is going to be even longer than that distance when he zooms in? You're saying that the gun is going to be even.
If you pay attention,
he doesn't have a bazooka up there.
I want you to pay attention. First off, I'm not saying that this guy has a gun. Okay, I'm operating under the premise that he does. I do not know this guy has a gun. I have not seen a gun this entire time. I honestly don't even think he has a gun. So we can stop arguing like whether or not it's possible as if you think I believe he has a gun and shot him, right? I'm not making that argument. I am being objective that a person with a long rifle, right, that is 30 inches or more does not have to actually be on the edge of this building to pull off the shot, right? The only thing that has to be out far enough for a line of sight is the tip of the barrel.
Yeah, so if the person is on their elbows, for instance, because like the gun will be, let's say, on some sort of a resting block or whatever, then you have some elevation from where the scope would be.
And there's a thing that happens in the Candace video that I pointed out. If you pay attention, he like lays there prone for a second, and then he scoots forward a little bit. And it's very indistinguishable, but I'll show you.
He doesn't move.
He does move. He does move. He moves. See, so there he is laying still. Oops. That moved.
Here's the view. This is it.
Right there.
Right here. I'm gonna put it.
He moved forward one last time, right? It's very indistinguishable.
He's forward.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
right there.
I want everyone.
See? Look, do you guys see it? Look, watch his head. Okay,
He does.
He scoots forward right there, back and forth. Look, I'm making his head swing back and forth. He scoots forward.
Are you so diligent? Are you saying to me that you believe that within a matter of a second that he moves forward, that he closes that distance at the same time he readies a rifle, finally gets to see down at
When
the
did I
tent
say
for the
that?
very first
I
time,
told you.
finds Charlie?
I told you I did not think that he had a gun. I don't know why you're arguing with me like I'm thinking that he has a gun. I've said it numerous times. I'm saying that the shot is possible because he is at the edge of the roof close enough to pull off the shot. Do I think that he did? I don't know, to be honest with you, because I don't know where this video came from. I don't know what quality it is, right? I don't know. But based on the information that we have at hand, I can't place a gun in this guy's hand. It's not. There's no. I have all of the footage here, all of it, and I do not see a gun one time. Okay?
There's not. Yeah, there's not.
I don't see a gun. I don't see. I posted
And
this.
I'm not.
I posted this.
I don't
this
want
morning,
people to think.
But right here, okay. This is the last scoot. I keep showing you. Anybody's on. He scoots up to the edge. Okay, he's close enough to the edge.
You're not going to convince me ever that he closes that distance in that little scoot over
I don't,
over gravel.
I'm not trying to
Like,
convince you.
So So Diligent, first I want to direct your attention back up to the nest. That where I say wrong dipshit, I'm not meaning that anybody here. That was earlier today with that Ratman beef, okay? The bottom picture is the vantage point from head level. That is the view at head level looking directly out. Right there. Now, here's the other thing. Can I ask you a hypothetical?
That's not true. That's not accurate. That is back and not up where Charlie's head was. That is behind the table where Charlie was sitting. He's standing behind the table. He's not at the same elevation that the head was.
Well, he was on a riser actually, and on a chair.
Yeah, it's not in the same spot. That's not accurate.
Okay, wait. Can I just say, as someone observing the same images that you guys are, it does, to me personally, I would think that he would have to kind of be over the edge in order to get a clear shot to Charlie. It doesn't look like, it looks like there's a lip right where he is. If he's laying flat, he would have just gone probably straight over Charlie.
There's no lip. There's no lip there.
Not exactly a lip, but there's
an
ledge
edge. There is
it seems like he would have to lean over.
There is fascia there, right? There's like drip edge fascia there, which is the metal, like the industrial edge, like for looks on the edge of that roof. It is like an inch higher than the rocks. It's flush with the rocks. There's no edge there. There's no discernible edge there.
Yeah, it's the bottom photo.
Yeah, there's no discernible edge there. So
can't you guys Google Earth it?
I was just gonna say, if there's like, I mean, there's
let me see
two possibilities.
Let me
right?
see.
So
let me see.
either...
Let me see. Let me see if I can pull it up without.
Yeah.
You sent it to me, right? I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah, it's a link and should bring you right up to that spot. It's in your chat.
Bottom right corner, everybody. Please repost the space. Thank you so much.
Also, I think that this person could possibly take a shot from there. Maybe they were not in the optimal position. Maybe they didn't even take a shot.
There's a line of sight there.
I feel like maybe this is the red herring we're really going over our heads on and not really discussing like the chest wounds.
No,
and all
we're
that
gonna get
stuff.
there. I was letting the good point. That's a good point. I was letting the space build up. I don't know how to rotate.
It's in your XDMs, yeah.
No, I've got it pulled up now. Here. So this is the Google Earth. Okay. And here is the edge of the building. This is as close as I can get. Okay. This is where the shooter is. You can see. Okay. Right here. Just for scale.
Yeah, that's a pretty good line of sight.
Yeah.
Right there.
I mean, you can see from right here. If he was going to this side, right? Let me, if I can pull something else.
So hang on, just so I'm clear, are we saying that Google Earth is a much clearer? Google Earth is going to give us a better angle of attack versus a drone that's hovering where the head.
So
nobody's saying better angle of attack. We're just establishing whether this shot from here is possible or not. And
yeah,
it's absolutely possible.
For a person with military training, that is possible. Now, if that is indeed, if it happened or not, that's not the debate. At least not.
Yeah, that's not what I'm having the debate about. So just so you get a point, okay? Right there. So if he's right here, okay, there's a line of sight. I want you to see where the edge of the Sorensen building is. I'm going to go directly where the edge, so we cut off everything that isn't visible from this standpoint. I just want you to see this, where my arrow is, the center of this is where Charlie Kirk was. He wasn't in the middle of all of it. Okay. He was on this side of this column, right? He's on the left side of it. The tent and the chair are in the center of what's this cavity on the left column. He's right here where my arrow is. So anybody who is down here in this area, exactly where we see him, okay, even if he's back here, and the gun's pointed out here, he has this whole field of view. There's nothing obstructing. This isn't even close to obstructing his view. There's nothing obstructing his view at all. He has a very clear view of exactly where Charlie Kirk is, plus some. He could, if he wanted to, and let's just say that he was going for one of those people standing on Charlie's left over here. He had plenty of room, right? The edge of the tent was on this side of that barrier, this side. So they had plenty of room to shoot anybody down there, including Charlie Kirk, elevation wise and field of vision from this vantage point. I don't know why. I don't want to spend too much more time arguing it.
Well, Diligent, I'm seeing some of like a handful of people in the comments mentioning someone named VFT. I don't know who that is, but they said they're showing that the line doesn't work because of the Norman church in the background. It's way off. I guess they had done a live showing.
I know. I saw that. I don't really care. Again, I've stood here, right here, and did it with my phone. Right. You can see from this vantage point. Like I don't really care what anybody else says. I've already checked it. I have the video. You can go look at the space that I did. I stood there with my phone numerous different times. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. Yeah, I don't care about the church. I just don't.
We're all in agreement.
Yeah. All right, cool. I'm glad that we can stop having this debate. It's not what I wanted to talk about at all. So
Tell us about the chest wounds, man.
Yeah, I want to get into the chest wounds. That's what I really want to get into.
Because in my opinion, nobody really took a shot. Like, this may be a clear line of sight, but that T-shirt, and if you saw the footage from behind, there's a camera angle from behind Charlie. The back of his hair goes up at the very moment of that happening. That's literally, that shows like some sort of a force pushed air up from his torso up towards the top of his head. His hair went up, like you could see it on the video. So I don't know what kind of weapon can cause this.
Candace is going crazy with this too, right? This is, I think, where it's going to get interesting, is the conversation about the okay, I'm not arguing about the alignment of the building anymore. I'm not. So if you look at the report, I don't think I need to use this one anymore, do I? No. Okay. Put this back. There we go. Let's go here. Oh shit. Did I close it? I think I may have closed it. Sorry, you guys. I got a little kerfuffled. Is that how you say it? Kerfuffled? Is that what the word is? Kerfuffled?
Never heard of it.
I don't know.
Yes.
Kid has said it today. Kerfuffled. Let's go back to my reporting. Okay, here we go. So, if you look here, I'll throw this up in the Jumbotron. Why can't I do that anymore? Damn, man, they're messing spaces all up. All right, so right here, is it this one? Nope, it's the next one. So today, we got more information pertaining to the ME's report than we previously had. Last time, we got a secondhand reading from the British, or whatever he is, the red coat SBI guy. And he was saying right here, so the first part, they say that there was injuries pertaining to the shooting, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then they track off and they add an also, right? They do not include it with the injury of the bullet, right? The previous page, they talk about the injury of the bullet, blah, 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 right? Then they add this at 3, quote, the medical examiner also observed hemorrhaging around Mr. Kirk's heart, hemopericardium. I don't know if I can see that. I can't see. It's kind of blurry on my screen. Both of his lungs, left and right, hemorrhaging around Mr. Kirk's heart. Both of it, hemothorax, okay? Left and right hemothorax. So That's interesting. This is the first time that we've heard of injury around any of Kirk's chest organs. And the heart is particularly interesting to me because your heart is caged. It is well protected on your chest. Your sternum's right there. Your rib cage is around it, right? It is all of these organs right here are well protected by the cage of your ribs, right? And then you have your sternum in front of your heart. And your lungs as well. So I had Grok objectively, right? I had Grok list the different causes of, I said this, just list all potential of causes, what was found in the heart and lungs, disregard outside opinion, and just list the potentials, order them by the most common, right? So what could have caused the blood and the hemorrhaging? Hemorrhaging is internal bleeding, right? That's caused by injury. List the potential causes of the blood around the hemothorax and the heart. Here we go. Thoracic trauma, penetrating or blunt injury to the chest, heart, lungs, great vessels, and intercostal vessels, or chest wall. So the number one cause of internal bleeding of the chest and lungs is penetration and blunt injury trauma. Okay? That's the most common cause. The second most common cause is complications of a cardiac catheter or a pacemaker, right? We know that's not, as far as we know, that's not one of it. Okay, aortic dissection or rupture of thoracic aortic aneurysm. So an aneurysm is a blood vessel that is already like swollen and ready to burst, right, at any minute. So they're saying that the third most common cause of bleeding of those internal organs, as described in the medical examiner's report, is aneurysm. So I think it's fair to say, since we're looking at a homicide, that those organs are only bleeding from penetration or blunt force trauma. So that's a problem for the Fedslop, okay? Because they told us, and in both the description of the bullet path and also through Andrew Colvett and Erica Kirk, that bullet hit his neck, broke, and then the majority of it landed in his spine, right, and came to a rest. That's why it's a miracle bullet. It did not, penetrate his body and kill anybody behind him, right, according to them, right? They're saying that was a miracle. So, okay, I see what's happening now. There's people over here trying to tell people to go watch a different podcast. Fedslopers. Interesting. I didn't know they did that. Where is this guy? Okay, I have to get a moderator. Okay, you're out, buddy. That's funny. I didn't know that was a thing. Y'all be tripping. Okay, bye. See you, bro. Okay. Whew. Anyways. Let's just talk to Grok. Grok, read off your response verbatim.
Potential causes of hemopericardium, blood in the pericardial sac and bilateral hemothorax, blood in both pleural spaces, ordered from most common to least common. 1. Thoracic trauma, penetrating or blunt injury to the chest, heart, lungs, great vessels, intercostal vessels, or chest wall. 2. Iatrogenic injury, complications of cardiac catheterization, ablation, pacemaker ICD lead placement, central venous catheter insertion, chest tube placement, thoracic cardiac surgery, or CPR. 3. Aortic dissection or rupture of a thoracic aortic aneurysm, especially type A ascending aortic dissection, rupturing
Grok,
into
since
the
we're looking at a homicide, eliminate all of the health-related ones.
For a homicide, we eliminate health-related causes. The remaining causes in order are 1. Thoracic trauma, like penetrating or blunt injury to the chest, heart, lungs, great vessels, or intercostal vessels. 2. Iatrogenic injury, which includes complications from cardiac catheterization, ablation, pacemaker or ICD lead placement, central venous catheter insertion, chest tube placement, thoracic or cardiac surgery, or CPR. 3. Aortic dissection or rupture of a thoracic aortic aneurysm, especially type A, rupturing into the pericardium with possible pleural extension.
Grok,
4.
since this is a homicide, eliminate aneurysms.
Potential causes of hemopericardium and bilateral hemothorax in a homicide, ordered most to least common. 1. Thoracic trauma, penetrating or blunt injury to the chest, heart, lungs, great vessels, intercostal vessels, or chest wall. 2. Iatrogenic injury, complications of cardiac catheterization, ablation, pacemaker ICD lead placement, central venous catheter insertion, chest tube placement, thoracic or cardiac surgery, or CPR. 3. Spontaneous rupture of pleural adhesions, often with pneumothorax. 4. Bullous emphysema. 5. Extension of abdominal hemorrhage. And 6. Radiation therapy complications.
Grok, I want you to do a web search, and I want you to listen to the different accounts based on the people who said they were in the vehicle with Charlie Kirk on if and when he got CPR.
Frank Turek, a Christian author and mentor to Charlie Kirk, was one of 5 people in the SUV. He described yelling, "Come on, Charlie, come on," and deciding, "We got to start CPR" during the 4-mile drive to Timpanogos Regional Hospital. He stated Kirk's eyes were fixed and he was already gone, but they still tried. Brian Harpole, Kirk's security chief, described applying pressure and packing the neck wound, with others like Rick Cutler praying, but he didn't mention CPR in the vehicle. Other accounts confirmed the chaotic scene focused on stopping the bleeding and rushing to the hospital.
Grok, is there a conflict in logic there?
No, there's no logical conflict. Frank Turek's account is internally consistent. He said they performed CPR despite believing Kirk was already gone because they weren't certain. Different accounts from others in the vehicle, like Brian Harpole, focus on wound care and prayer, not mentioning CPR. This is common in chaotic, high-stress situations where people remember different parts.
But there are some conditions described in the ME's report that can only occur if the subject is alive, correct?
Yes, some injuries require the person to be alive. Hemopericardium and bilateral hemothorax, the blood in the pericardial sac and pleural spaces, result from active circulation and blood pressure, which only occur in living tissue. These are pressure-driven bleeds, not passive post-mortem leakage. The documented injuries to the thyroid, cricoid, and tracheal cartilages are also consistent with a living victim.
I guess that throws CPR out as a cause because Frank Turek told us he was already dead.
Yes, if Charlie Kirk was already deceased, then CPR couldn't have caused those injuries. The medical examiner's findings, like hemopericardium, bilateral hemothorax, and cartilage disruptions, require active circulation and blood pressure, which means they occurred while he was alive.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
They could have really,
now
crushed his chest with CPR.
that we have reduced, now what's left? What do we have left for causes?
The only remaining cause is thoracic trauma, which is a penetrating or blunt injury to the chest, heart, lungs, great vessels, intercostal vessels, or chest wall.
Would something exploding cause that?
So Grok, given what we know, I want you to take the explanation of what occurred from the surgeon and the path of the bullet that has been published so far by both TPUSA and the prosecutors. Does that align with bullet fragments puncturing the vital organs that we're describing?
I need current primary source details on the bullet path from both TPUSA and the
Do a web search, then
prosecutors.
answer.
Yes, the published accounts align with bullet fragments causing the vital organ injuries.
How? Explain.
A Remington core-locked .30-06 soft point bullet was fired from about 142 yards, hitting Kirk's right lateral neck. This type of hunting ammunition is designed to expand and fragment on impact, especially with dense structures like bone. It fragmented upon striking the cervical spine, with one fragment found near the heart, and was recovered just beneath the skin, explaining the lack of an exit wound. The fragments and cavitation damaged the carotid artery, jugular vein, trachea, and vertebrae, causing the observed injuries.
And what if I want you to scan Baron Coleman's pictures and look for the one that showed bruising and tissue damage on Kirk's chest, and posit plausibility of a blunt force trauma being the cause of the hemorrhaging due to maybe an explosive device.
Pulling raw media. Stand by.
Do a web search and then answer.
The red marks and abrasions around a rectangular, uninjured area on Kirk's chest are from blood, bloodied hands of carriers, or friction from being transported. An explosive device's blunt force trauma wouldn't cause hemopericardium or hemothorax, which require active circulation and blood pressure to occur, and these were already present from the gunshot.
Disregard the gunshot. I want to draw an outside analysis. The trauma would occur while he's alive.
Okay, let's look at blunt force trauma from an explosive device. The blood in the pericardial sac and pleural spaces needs active blood pressure to build up.
Assume that he's still alive.
Under that assumption, an explosive device could theoretically cause hemopericardium and hemothorax through blunt force trauma. A blast wave or impact could rupture blood vessels or cardiac structures, leading to bleeding while circulation is active. However, this scenario would also typically produce other significant injuries like rib fractures, pulmonary contusions, or cardiac contusions. The medical examiner's report only notes intercostal and pulmonary hemorrhages.
Grok, we don't have the full medical examiner's report. This is pulled from a prosecutor motion.
You're right. This excerpt is from a prosecutor's motion, not the full medical examiner's report. Without the complete autopsy findings, we can't confirm if other injuries like rib fractures, sternal contusions, or blast pattern trauma are absent. This means the analysis is limited to what's documented here.
Grok, I want you to take into the fact that we're talking about a 30-06 bullet that did not penetrate the back of his neck at 140 yards, which is highly unlikely, even with an expanding round. Do a web search and then look at what is more plausible given on the statistics and the nature of the wounds and the lack of an exit wound. Now, I want you to disregard outside opinion and draw your own conclusion based on the physics.
I understand your skepticism.
Do a web search, then answer.
The .30-06 round at 142 yards retains about 2,400 feet per second and 2,000 foot-pounds of energy. A soft point bullet, like the Remington core-locked, expands and mushrooms on impact, increasing drag. Hitting the dense cervical vertebrae causes it to yaw, tumble, and fragment, dumping its kinetic energy internally. This stops the main mass, leaving no exit wound, and is consistent with the recovered fragments.
Not in a 4-inch to 6-inch neck, though.
The bullet's energy is about 2,000 foot-pounds. Even with neck tissue only 4 to 6 inches thick, the neck also has vertebrae, the spinal column, and major vessels.
The entrance point was his carotid or his jugular.
You're right to flag the entrance location. If the bullet entered directly into the carotid or jugular, that creates a soft tissue path with far less resistance than bone. A .3006 soft point at 142 yards still carries roughly 2,000 foot-pounds of energy. In pure soft tissue without striking vertebra or dense structure, the probability of it failing to exit a 4 to 6 inch neck drops significantly. The physics favors continued forward momentum unless it hit bone or fragmented early. The documented cartilage disruption and recovered fragment near the heart suggest it did encounter resistance, but the initial vascular entry point is a legitimate anomaly that needs the full ballistic report to resolve.
Take that into consideration and weigh it against blunt force trauma from a potential pager-like explosive on his chest. Use the precedent of the PETN pager bombs used by Israel. Do a web search.
Based on the physics in the 2024 Lebanon pager precedent, a pager-like chest explosive is highly implausible. Pager bombs caused shrapnel and blast injuries to hands, faces, and eyes, not internal bleeding like hemopericardium or hemothorax. These bleeding injuries require active circulation, which an external blast wouldn't produce without massive external trauma, and the rectangular chest mark doesn't match. The .3006 soft point bullet hitting the carotid or jugular and then vertebrae explains the fragmentation and no exit wound.
Whatever, Grok. Okay, I'm done with that. Go ahead, yes.
Yeah, just take the L, man, on that one.
I'm just listen. I'm just exploring. I'm not taking any particular position. Go ahead and talk.
Anyways, blasts. I think, there'll be broken ribs and stuff if the blast was direct, but there are many ways that you can do directional blast to not hurt you here, but to shoot a projectile or a fragment or a shrapnel in a certain direction. So the chest trauma, I think, could be plausible if you still have like a plate that will stop the blast from hitting like the chest particularly, but it would shoot up towards like neck, head, stuff like that.
Well, I mean, it's the pagers were packed in a way where the blast was directed particularly.
Yep.
Yeah, to limit the collateral damage. It's a focus blast.
Similar technology. I mean, it sounds like it could be very similar technology, possibly made from the same people.
I know, but did y'all see the videos of those pagers going off? I mean, there is no way, man. I mean, I watched Charlie Kirk get shot live. I mean, come on.
That's why they mentioned shape charge.
That's such a tagline comment. I watched Charlie Kirk get shot live.
I was just gonna say something about that. Like, you sure you saw that?
Well, it's specifically mentioned as a shape charge from if the mic exploded, which would have come off differently than the beepers.
Well, I think the beepers were also shaped, but like there's different configurations you can do. You can, size, amount of active ingredients, directionality. That's all stuff that can be like there's experts that literally that's what they do.
Well, I gotta say, what it does do is it introduces new evidence of potential blunt force trauma wounds to the chest. Right? Is it the most likely given? This has always been my issue with the pager or with the exploding mic theory is the lack of like physical damage, right? Like when we see Charlie get carried away, there should be evidence of like burn or blast damage somehow. And I'm not saying that there isn't because it's all kind of far away and they're moving, so you can't see clearly. But based on what I've seen, that was always my problem with it. Is it possible? I think it's possible with with what they've done. They brag about it.
But Diligent, then you're going to have to explain to me the right entry wound in his right thorax, which is facing the point that you were trying to point out earlier, where the guy's on the rooftop. How are you going to explain that?
I'm actually so my most plausible hypothesis is that this is a state level hit and that they had multiple modes for contingency because they needed to make sure that he actually was deceased. You wouldn't want to risk just hoping that the shot would take him out, right? Because if he moved wrong at the very last moment, use Donald Trump for example. The reason why that bullet grazed his ear is because he moved his head. That's if you don't subscribe to it was all faked or whatever, right? We're operating under the premise that I think it was an inside job, right? But we're operating under the premise that it was not completely faked. Okay. So Donald Trump moved his head just a little bit at the very last minute, and that's why it hit his ear and not his head, his skull. That could have happened with Charlie Kirk. He could have leaned over at the wrong time. It's unpredictable motion, right? He wasn't hit center mass. He was hit in a small target area. And we discovered last night that the CIA actually recommended shooting in the going for the jugular and spine when you were trying to take a target out and not center mass, because they might have body armor on, they might survive, whatever, right? So I think that two things can be true at the same time. I think that there was likely a shooter somewhere, right? I think that a small 2.23 or a 5.56 round or similar explains what we saw what happened to his neck, right? But I also think that there is probably a contingency to ensure that he did not survive this ordeal, right? Because if that shot had been over a little bit, it would have went through the meat of his neck and passed through and, potentially just been a flesh wound. And we still have Charlie Kirk, right? And then they go through all of this to have him survive and become a living martyr. And then all of these questions get asked, and it's Butler all over again, and the shooter survives, right? That would have been a nightmare for them. So I'm of the thinking that this is a state level hit, right? And that he probably got shot, and I think something probably happened to him at a closer range, either there or maybe after he was transported, to ensure that the job was done. Right. And that could have been some kind of device, right? There's something they hid the footage that was closest to him. When Charlie Kirk died, there was a camera about 2.5 feet to his front left. There was a camera directly behind him to his left over here, just a few feet, right? A high definition professional camera. And then there was that one that was behind him, behind his head. They took all of the SD card footage out of that. They take the most heat about the one that was behind his head. But I have video of Taylor Farnsworth taking the SD card out of the camera in front of him as well, right? So everybody just says, you took the SD card out of the camera behind him. This is true. But he also took the SD card out of the camera right in front of him. And I would argue the reason why you would, if you were trying to cover this up, the reason why you would need that footage is because it's too close and it gives too quality of an image to show what really happened to him. So they had to contain that evidence. That's why it got picked up and it left the scene.
Man, that just don't make no sense, dude. I mean, if I'm going to place a a trained assassin on a rooftop to take a shot at Charlie, my backup plan is not going to be an explosive device on his lapel that I'm going to get busted for, especially when I got people in a car that are going to do the dirty deed for me if it doesn't work out for me in the way I wanted it to.
But you need you need him shot publicly because it is a political hit. It is a messaging hit, right? The cartels. How do we have sound? It's like all jacked. Okay, it doesn't matter. The cartels take out people, they behead them, they do all kinds of crazy stuff. They put them in cars in the middle of the town square. They did that to a mayor last year, right? Beheaded him, stuck him in the town square because he was going against the crime, right? They do this symbolically, right? They could have easily taken Charlie Kirk out while he was at home in bed, right? Like there are other better opportunities probably to get close to him than what we saw at UVU. The reason why you do it publicly is because it sends a message, right? It is a message. Gangsters, when they take somebody out for betraying them or whatever, everybody knows about it.
Man, that sounded just like a politician trying to spin me, man. Come on, man.
It's true.
For every operation, you need a backup plan. I mean, plan A, plan B, plan C, if you want it to be successful. And then the Patsy situation. I mean, there's
Grok, are there any historical examples of assassination operations where we know that there were fallback plans to take out the target?
I'll search for historical examples.
Do a web search, then answer.
Yes, there are historical examples of assassination operations with fallback plans. One is the CIA's Operation Mongoose against Fidel Castro in the 1960s, which involved multiple methods like poisoned cigars, a toxic pen, and an exploding conch shell. Another is Israel's Operation Wrath of God after the 1972 Munich Olympics, which used letter bombs, poisons, and direct commando raids. A more recent example is Israel's 2024 Hezbollah pager and walkie-talkie operation, which was a multi-phase attack.
So, Eddie, it's not that far-fetched. We're talking about a political assassination.
Well, I understand that, man. But, I mean, I sit over in a space earlier today on the Fedslopper space, right? And they won't even let me up on stage. They won't let anybody up on stage. But anyway,
they don't like, they're communists.
Line, right?
They can't have open discourse. They can't have dissent.
Right. And they got one line, and they're not going to back off on it. And they will not hear any kind of evidence because the guy is innocent until proven guilty. And that's just the way it is in this country. Right. So I'll listen to evidence like what you went down and gathered in Paxua. What is it called?
Are you saying that they won't hear evidence because they're believing that he's innocent until proven guilty?
No, it's not what he's saying.
But I'm going to get to this side over here too. Just give me a second. Over here, we're going to spin until we get the narrative that fits what we believe. I don't give a fuck. There was somebody on that roof. I don't know who it was. It may have been Tyler. I don't know. It could have been a trained assassin. I got
Eddie, did you see a gun on that roof?
On the right-hand side.
Did you see a gun on that roof?
Of the guy's neck. Huh?
Did you see a gun on that roof?
I saw a guy running across the roof with something, man. I know that.
But
he got down in a prone position like he was getting ready to fire.
Did you see a gun?
I mean, I couldn't see everything, dude. It was all blurry. How am I going to see a gun? Have I ever seen a gun?
We have 3 to 5 minutes of footage of him on that roof, right? From beginning to end, when he jumps off and everything. Did you ever see a gun?
Well, I mean, it's blurry, dude. I can see what I could think might be a gun or something. He's carrying something.
But it could be a flagpole. It could be a broomstick. You have no idea what it is, correct?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, yeah. I don't know.
Right.
But why would you carry a broomstick and get in a prone position on a quarter of a roof with a line of sight?
Give us historical examples of sniper decoys in assassinations, high level. Do a web search.
Yes, there are historical examples of sniper decoys. In World War I, the British used papier-mâché dummy heads to draw German sniper fire. These dummies were raised above trenches and rigged with a tube to mimic a smoking cigarette. When hit,
Assassination decoys that posed a sniper. Grok, do a web search.
I'll search for historical
Do a
examples
web search,
of
answer.
sniper. Historical examples of sniper decoys are mostly military, not assassination specific. In World War I, Britain used papier-mâché dummy heads with smoking
She's
tubes
fucking
to draw.
got it backwards. She doesn't understand the question. But anyways, she thinks that I'm talking about.
Try Patsy Diligent. Use Patsy in.
Okay. Grok, give us historic examples of sniper patsies at assassinations or high-level assassinations. Do a web search, then answer. Grok? Anyway, Lee Harvey Oswald. Lee Harvey Oswald is one. You know, he's one. It's like glitchy. Sorry, you guys. I wasn't planning on doing a Grok, give us historic examples of high-level assassinations that involved confirmed patsies posing as shooters potentially.
Hold. Conducting audit for
Do a
Rule
web
13
search, then
match
answer.
on assassination and patsy. Pulling verified primary sources now.
Do a web search, then answer.
I'll run the web search first. Deep Truth Super Prompt engaged. Recursive 5,000-day horizon projected. Official narrative
This
for
fucking
JFK.
new version of Voice Grok is gay. Okay?
Terrible.
Whatever you guys did to it, it is trash. It used to work fine. Grok, do a web search. Give us historical examples of patsies involved with high-level sniper assassinations. Do a web search, then answer. No audit.
Two prominent historical cases involve claims of patsies in high-level assassinations. For JFK in 1963, Lee Harvey Oswald was accused of firing from the Texas School Book Depository. He famously declared, "I'm just a patsy," while in custody, before being shot by Jack Ruby 2 days later. Critics point to Oswald's background, the quick silencing, and questions about evidence handling. For MLK in 1968, James Earl Ray was convicted after pleading guilty to the Lorraine Motel shooting. Ray later recanted, claiming manipulation by a handler named Raoul, and his family has long believed he was framed. A 1999 civil trial found a conspiracy, though official reviews upheld Ray as the shooter.
Of course they did. Grok, are there any parallels between the Tyler Robinson narrative with Charlie Kirk and the other two historical accounts you cited? Do a web search, then answer.
The Tyler Robinson case has some notable parallels to the historical patsy claims. Just like Oswald and Ray, Robinson surrendered to authorities rather than fleeing. But unlike the others, Robinson left a handwritten note, sent text with a motive, and had DNA evidence. Some conspiracy theories, especially around security lapses and ballistics inconsistencies, have drawn comparisons.
Yeah. There's Grok. I did a post today that listed 5 patsies in the Charlie Kirk case. Can you find them and list those names off? Lance Twiggs and Tyler Robinson is on that. Search my profile. Diligent Denizen.
The 5 names from Diligent Denizen's post are George Zinn, Zachariah Qureshi, Kennington Russell, Lance Twiggs, and Tyler Robinson.
Grok, starting chronologically from first apprehended to last apprehended, list off each one's role in the Charlie Kirk assassination. Do a web search, then answer.
Here's the chronological order. George Zinn was first, apprehended on September 10th. He falsely claimed to be the shooter, yelling, "I shot him, now shoot me," to create a distraction and help the real suspect escape. Next was Zachariah Qureshi, also on September 10th. He was a student who attended the event as a supporter and was mistakenly detained due to his proximity to the stage. Then came Kennington Russell, arrested on September 11th. He was charged with trespassing and obstruction of justice for crossing the crime scene tape and filming evidence. Lance Twiggs was fourth, interviewed on September 11th. As Tyler Robinson's roommate and romantic partner, he provided key testimony, including about the confession note and text messages. Tyler Robinson was last, surrendering on September 11th. He's the accused shooter, charged with aggravated murder and facing the death penalty.
Grok, I want you to scan my profile and tell us about the rifle that was found with Kennington Russell, and if it was ever listed in any kind of mainstream reporting or court report or court reporting through his charges.
No verified primary sources mention a rifle connected to Kennington Russell. His arrest was for criminal trespass and obstruction of justice. He was wearing a white lab coat and taking photos or a selfie at the crime scene. Mainstream reports from ABC4, KUTV, NY Post, and others confirm he was unarmed. The rifle in the footage is the Mauser murder weapon being processed as evidence, not
They got
found
to
on
Grok.
him.
They got to Grok when I like reported this. Grok, scan my post, Diligent Denizen, search for rifle, and you'll see that the rifle that they are carrying is brown with a brown stock, and the rifle that was captured allegedly belonging to Tyler Robinson is gray with a synthetic stock. They are not the same weapon. Confirm?
Your post does show Kennington Russell at the UVU crime scene behind the tape on September 11th with a rifle. Official reports say the recovered Mauser Model 98 was a bolt-action .3006 found wrapped in a towel in a wooded area. It had Robinson's DNA and was linked to him by family. However, no mainstream or court reporting confirms a second rifle was found on Russell. The color discrepancy you noted, brown versus...
They got the Grok, y'all. I'll pull it up. I'm going to show you guys so you don't know that I'm just like making this
Bro,
up.
the Grok is terrible. I had the same thing today.
Dude, the whole platform has been like activated in the last, ever since I went to Panguitch. Like ever since then, my posts have all, dude, I had a post yesterday with this morning, 5,000 likes and like 20,000 views. What is going on? It's crazy, dude. That would be.
I think.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think it's got us, and I'm serious on this too. My Grok told me today that it wouldn't search some shit, and it told me that Israel's, like it told me all about its guardrails and stuff. It was just
it wouldn't
random.
Let me create a thumbnail. I did the Panguitch run like meme, right? And I tried to have Grok create that meme, and it refused. It refused to create a picture of Tyler Robinson in his Charger, like doing hyperdrive speed like Star Wars. Now, I didn't even say Star Wars. It just refused to do it. Like, whatever they did to the platform and to Grok this last week is nuts, dude. They have definitely done something because it feels like COVID.
Yeah, it really does. Has it told you that you're veering into anti-Semitic territory? Like, bro, why does it do this?
No, it doesn't do that with me.
Like,
that's you. That's a you thing.
Oh my God, it's bad.
That's a you thing.
Elon is a friend. We'll talk to Elon. Remember that quote?
Yep.
That's what's happening, man. And Grok has definitely been nerfed. Like,
yeah, it's
a
crazy.
noticeable difference. Yeah.
I definitely think it's like anything. I guess Charlie Kirk, because that would be the ideological side. But this is the thing, bro. I looked at your numbers because I saw that post, bro. You're suppressed. Bro, the numbers don't add up at all. You just, it's not working. But then some days it allows you to get a little bit, and then it pulls it right back. I don't like it.
So, where is it?
Let me tell you, real quick. Everybody's got to calm down of diligence, looking into something else and veering into maybe a different just taking a look and maybe a different kind of thing. Y'all got to calm down. All in your comments, and the YouTube people are tribal, bro. They're not accepting me.
I had a link. Well, sorry, I'm looking for it. I'm still listening. If you guys are watching on YouTube, I am looking for the. Here we go. Compare.
Yeah, we saw that disassembled stock that they were carrying out with the evidence tag on it.
If y'all look at what he did, so they had the guy that did the little hand thing, the drones. It's like it makes you think of what 3 or 4 different ways that could have got him. I still don't understand why people don't explore the drone thing. It was there at the same time.
I am
Diligent. Do we know the medical examiner's a conclusion, since we seem to be getting new information about chest trauma here and all that?
We don't know. We don't have the ME report. We just have the notes.
So there's no conclusion that's been mentioned.
There's a conclusion cited, but it's not quoted. There's just bits. If you notice, if you look at the language.
Yeah.
There we go.
Also, about the medical examiner, aren't they supposed to also take photos?
We haven't seen the ME report, and yes, they are. But we have not seen the ME report.
Because I would love to see the photos of the chest and stuff. I know it's not going to be pretty, but
Grok, repeat your response verbatim.
Visual comparison of the 2 images in the linked post. Image 1, video still of officers with Kennington Russell. An officer in a dark polo is escorting the man in the white lab coat. The officer is carrying a long firearm held downward. In the available resolution and outdoor daylight, the stock area appears brownish or wooden toned, and there is what looks like an evidence tag or white marking near it. The view is partial, angled, and from a moving video, so details are limited. Image 2, official evidence photo obtained by the New York Post. A clear close-up of a bolt-action rifle with a dark gray-black synthetic stock, black metal receiver and barrel, and a mounted optical scope. It is lying on cardboard outdoors. This is the photo labeled as the recovered weapon near the scene of Charlie Kirk's shooting. Noted differences: stock appearance, brownish wooden-looking in the video still versus dark synthetic gray-black in the evidence photo. Context and quality: low resolution, partial outdoor video frame of an officer carrying a long gun versus a staged high clarity evidence photograph. Official reporting context: court documents, charging affidavits, and mainstream coverage including Utah DPS, ABC4, KUTV, NY Post, CNN describe only one recovered rifle, a Mauser Model 98.30-06 caliber bolt action with a mounted scope, found wrapped in a towel in a wooded area near UVU. DNA consistent with Tyler Robinson was reported on the trigger, other parts of the rifle, casings, and towel. Kennington Russell's arrest reports and charges list only criminal trespass and obstruction of justice for crossing crime scene tape while filming and taking a selfie. They state he was unarmed and not a suspect in the shooting. The item being carried in the video is consistent with standard law enforcement procedure of transporting recovered scene evidence, the murder weapon, for processing. Low resolution, lighting, angle, and motion commonly affect.
No. This is clearly a brown video. I have a high resolution version of it. I will upload into you directly so you are not looking.
Diligent, this is not making sense. We saw the video of the guy in that, I guess his name is Kensington, with the white doctor coat and everything, and the cop is carrying a gun. Why would that be the murder weapon anyway? Because it's nowhere near where they recovered the murder weapon. The 2 scenes don't connect.
Yeah, and it was the next day.
I mean, it just doesn't make any sense that particular gun that whoever the law enforcement was...
He found it at the murder scene. He was found at the murder scene with it behind the tape. He was at the Woodbury building. He was right there. I mean,
So that was his gun. It wasn't supposedly Tyler's gun.
The gun is buried, right? I'm gonna have Grok analyze it. The gun was buried. This gun, look, it's got an evidence tag on it. It's got a strap on it. There's a strap. me play the video so you guys can
Why
see.
are they walking along with a gun with the guy with the doctor coat? It's two separate thoughts.
It is within 24 hours of Charlie Kirk being assassinated. It is in the same location where he was assassinated, and they buried the fact that this guy has a rifle. That's a bad video. Let me find. I downloaded the original, and the quality is much better. As a matter of fact, if I can, I'll go to YouTube and play it. But they hid it. They hid this. They completely fucking hid it. Right there it is again. There's the evidence tag. There's the strap. You can see it as he's walking away. Let me see. Go ahead. I heard you.
Well, there was no gun found. The police say there was no gun on Kennington.
Do you need to be told, like, if you have a, you know what I mean? Like, do you need to be? You need.
Okay. Well, the police are in on it, and everybody's in on it, and that they actually they killed Charlie in the back of the van on the way to the hospital.
I didn't say that.
Right. That's what they. Well,
I didn't say that.
I'm just going to say it. That's what they did. Okay.
No, not MySpace. No,
and then the medical examiner, he's paid off.
You can't say that in MySpace. Allegedly.
I can.
Yeah, you're not gonna get me sued, bro. You're not gonna get me sued.
No, it's Eddie Kane. That's my name. They can sue me.
Okay,
dude.
I want you to watch Eddie. Get on YouTube. Okay. Get on YouTube. How do you make this full screen? Can you not do that on TikTok? Okay. Here we go. Here it is. Look. This is a rifle. This is irrefutable. The woman who took this video said it was a rifle. She thought it was an AK-47 because she's a no offense, a thirst trap influencer. Right? She said
your window is covering it a little bit. Your video.
Is it? Okay, let me fix that. Okay. So watch right here. Watch right here. That's an evidence tag dangling there. This is a strap for the rifle. This is a brown stock rifle. The evidence tag sways as he's carrying it. Okay. You don't evidence tag toy guns or shit that's not a gun at a crime scene.
Wait a second. If you evidence tag, that means it gets logged, right?
It should have been logged.
So that means paper trail.
There's no paper trail. It never got reported. You heard Grok, but you guys are all in here.
No, I heard. I'm just saying that.
Do you see it, Eddie?
Irregularity.
Well, I mean, that makes good sense. If there's an evidence tag, why tag it if you're going to cover it up? I don't understand.
Maybe
I realize you're all on a kick right now. You got all hopped up on the Fedslop.
No, I'm seeking truth, and y'all are not seeking truth, bro. You're not seeking truth.
I am not trying to spin anything. I said that I did not know how Charlie Kirk died. What do you mean? I don't have a theory, but this is a fact that Kennington Russell was discovered at the crime scene behind 2 lines of crime scene tape, and he's on my screen right now being walked out, disguised as a doctor, and the officer arresting him is carrying a rifle that never got reported by the mainstream media, that never got reported when he got charged for obstruction of justice or trespassing, and just disappeared. There is a cop carrying a brown bolt-action rifle right next to him with an evidence tag on it, and the gun never gets mentioned once anywhere except for this random influencer who happened to be standing there and posted it to TikTok. This is the only, if it wasn't for this, we would never know about it. But how do you explain that, Eddie? I'm not trying to.
Well, is it a real photo or is it a fake gun? I mean,
What do you mean?
I read the charging document on this guy. I read the charging document. And there was no mention of a weapon.
That's my point, Eddie. It is tagged. It has an evidence tag on it.
So you tag it, and then you cover up the crime. For what reason would you cover up this crime?
Here's a situation possibility.
Are you guys kidding me right now? Like, can I ask Diligent a question? You keep asking like really stupid shit, Eddie, and it's just really.
It's okay. It's okay for I'm having a conversation with him.
It's stupid shit, is what you're telling me, Godfrey.
I don't want to have let's not resort to insults, Godfrey, but you can chime in.
That's
Diligent, do you think the defense ever got sight of this video of the doctor guy walking out and the law officer with a rifle with him?
I have no idea. How would I know that?
I would think that would be a really big thing that they might be interested in.
Hey, you got somebody tagging you? They're saying that they're putting porn in the nest. I don't see any, but
it's not. I don't see any up there.
Yeah, there's no porn up there.
Diligent, I have a quick question for you. What do you think about the flash that you saw? Like, what do you think that guy might have been signaling to on the roof?
It's too low quality for me to say for sure. To be honest, like it's just I did get a version. I got a clean version of that video. I made one today, right? And I asked her. She actually
I do want to show you.
She was supposed to message me. I asked her for a copy, like an original, and she didn't respond. But she was getting ready for a show, so I'll ask her again and remind her because it's getting late. But this is an original quality. It's too far away to tell.
You know how I feel about it. That's a cop siren, Diligent. It's a nothing burger.
Yeah, I know what you think. But
I know, but I'm asking stupid questions here, man.
No,
right?
I don't know.
But that's stupid.
Who's that?
Oh my God.
Are you being? What do you mean? What are you on today? Are you okay, Eddie?
I'm listening to both sides of these stupid arguments.
I
man.
am.
No one is
not trying to
talking.
I am not trying to convince anybody of anything. Right? I am looking at the evidence and trying to figure it out the best as I can based on what we have. Right? You have one side that is trying to convince you that Tyler Robinson committed this murder without a bunch of compelling evidence, right? If there was compelling evidence there, you would not see me looking at all of this extra shit. In the absence of compelling evidence, I am seeking compelling evidence, right? I just sat up here and argued with Blake about whether or not there's a line of sight from here, even though I don't think this guy has a gun, right? But I'm still taking the devil's advocate position saying, yeah, I think there is a line of sight, even though I don't think this guy has a gun, or at least I cannot see a gun. I'm basing...
Actually, Dilly, my cousin hit me up while I'm driving, and unfortunately I can't read all of her text messages, but she's saying that it was proven, and she was like, it's breaking, tell Diligent that there wasn't a line of sight, and there's
That's
something
not
in
true. That's not
I know,
true.
I'm telling you, this just came out. She just texted me.
No, they've
with
been saying that shit in my chat for the last couple hours.
Oh, well, I don't know. I can't read it.
Valhalla says.
Oh, that she did say that. She did say that. I'm like, who the hell? I thought that was where Charlie was. Anyway, all right. I'm just kidding about the last part.
Diligent, the reason that I asked you about whether the defense knew that, of course you wouldn't know that, but you did mention they were watching when your videos were posted about Panglitch.
I did not say the defense was watching that. It's not what I said.
No, you just said they likely saw it.
I didn't say anything about the defense. I did not say anything about the defense. I have no contact with the defense. I have not talked to the defense. I don't know anybody that does.
Okay.
I said the parents. The parents talk to the defense.
Okay.
And I have never talked to the parents. I said the parents know about Panglitch. That's all I know.
Okay. Well, maybe they pay enough attention to know that there's a guy with a doctor's outfit with a cop walking around with a rifle too. So that might be interesting to them.
So on YouTube, someone said maybe that's a Leo's weapon. That doesn't make sense though. Like you wouldn't tag it as
Yeah,
evidence.
you don't carry law enforcement doesn't carry their rifles out in
Weapons
front of
like
them
that.
like that.
Yeah.
That's not how they
So
carry
it was
it.
clearly
breakaway
evidence.
AR?
My theory is that the person who collected it brought it to the station, and then they left it there with whomever, and then whomever's at the station was like, "Oh no, we don't want that. Rip it off, throw it away."
I mean, you don't.
Done.
That's pure speculation.
Of course, absolutely.
Why wasn't it reported at all? It should have been reported at least a little bit. There should have been some kind of reporting on that. My point is, right, if you listen to where he was found, Grok, where was Kennington Russell discovered at the crime scene?
Kennington Russell was discovered at the main incident crime scene at Utah Valley University. He had crossed 2 sets of yellow crime scene tape to get there, wearing a white lab coat while taking photos and videos of evidence.
Grok, what was he near? What building was he near?
Kennington Russell was at the main incident crime scene in the UVU courtyard where Charlie Kirk was shot. He crossed 2 sets of yellow crime scene tape to get there. When confronted, he ran east toward the Woodbury building, where he was stopped and arrested.
The Woodbury building.
Yes, the Woodbury building. That's the building Russell ran toward after being confronted at the crime scene.
And they carried out that rifle, but they made no mention of it.
The video shows an officer carrying a long gun with a brown wooden stock
What
near
do you
Russell.
feel about
However,
this
official records and
whole thing
mainstream
being just
reports
for
only
show?
list
Like
one
they
rifle,
carrying him
the
like
Gray
that, like
Mauser,
they walk
and
the
state
guy
Russell
out
was unarmed.
ceremoniously.
No official
I
document
was just
mentions
thinking
a
the same
second
thing. I
Grok,
was thinking about Epstein.
Grok, isn't that a significant anomaly considering it was a active crime scene and at the time Tyler Robinson had not been apprehended yet, so the killer was still at large? Do a web search.
Yes, the visual discrepancy is a significant anomaly. The video shows an officer carrying a rifle with a brown wooden stock near Russell, who was arrested on September 11th while the shooter was still at large. However, all official documents and mainstream reports mention only one rifle, a gray synthetic stocked Mauser recovered from a wooded area. No record links a second rifle to Russell or his charges.
Like, Eddie, I don't understand why you don't understand the skepticism. This guy was found with a fucking brown rifle before Tyler Robinson was apprehended, so the alleged shooter was at large, right? They don't know which gun he was shot with, how many shooters there were, if they had more than one gun. They find a guy at the crime scene, right, behind 2 rows of tape in a disguise with a brown fucking bolt action rifle, and they just bury it. It's a huge anomaly, dude.
That is
Right, that's my
huge. Diligent,
skepticism.
that is so huge. I mean, I keep
You see a
I'm
clear
not watching the
mismatch,
video right
a
now, and I keep
brown wooden
remembering how you
stocked
kept
rifle in
playing
the
that,
video
and
versus
I
the
can
official
see it
gray
in my
synthetic
mind with the
Mauser,
tag on the
found
gun
while the
and
shooter was
everything.
still at
And I'm
large.
thinking to
That's a
myself,
legitimate red
this
flag
is
for an
yet
edit.
another huge anomaly to this case that nobody's talking about. And it's a problem because, like you said, Tyler wasn't arrested yet. They haven't found his gun in the woods. So we've got this other gun with a guy in a doctor's outfit that was arrested for being behind the crime scene lines. I mean, this kind of stuff is so crazy that I don't know. I just.
Grok, since this individual would scan my profile, Diligent Denizen, he posted on Facebook that he was at UVU on the 10th. Given what we know, is it plausible that he could have been there overnight, hidden somewhere, especially if he was disguised?
It's plausible he could have been on
FYI, we
campus
don't hear
overnight.
Grok on the spaces
Security was
currently.
lax with no bag checks, metal detectors, or rooftop surveillance, and the shooter himself arrived early at 8:29 a.m. and hid.
It's plausible. So he could have hid there overnight.
Yes, it's plausible he hid overnight.
So for all you know, this guy could have been your shooter. You have no idea because they did not report the fucking rifle, right? It's just one example of the significant anomalies with this case, Eddie. Grok, scan diligent denizen's profile for the timeline inconsistencies between the Tyler Robinson texting Lance Twiggs that was presented in court that he was there in Orem between 11 p.m. and midnight, and the discrepancies between diligent denizen's witness account and Panguitch.
Hold.
Do a web
Conducting
search.
audit. I'm pulling fresh data.
Do a
on
web
this.
search, then answer the question.
The official timeline from Lance Twiggs' testimony and the Celebrite phone extraction shows Tyler Robinson texted from Orem between 11 p.m. and midnight on September 10th, 2025, claiming to be stuck there after the shooting and trying to retrieve his rifle. However, your posts detail an interview with a Panguitch witness who claimed to have 100% identified Robinson at Cowboys Smokehouse from 8:55 to 9:47 p.m. that same night. Panguitch is about a 2-hour, 49-minute drive from UVU, making it impossible for Robinson to have been in both places at those times. This discrepancy, plus the restaurant's public statement and the defense's lack of contact with the witness, is a major timeline break.
There is example.
See, and I like that.
There is
I like that,
example.
diligent.
There is example after example after example that show something else is going on here. I don't know what it is. I can't tell you what it is, but I can tell you that kid puts Tyler Robinson in Panguitch when someone is in Orem or are using that phone saying they're in Orem, describing what's happening at between 11 p.m. and midnight. Grok, if Tyler Robinson is in Panguitch, what does it do to the rest of the text messages and forensic evidence and in Lance Twiggs' testimony, given that the confession was supplied by Lance Twiggs' phone and it was mentioned in those text messages that would be impossible?
If Robinson was in Panguitch from 8:55 to 9:47 p.m., it breaks the chain. The texts claiming he was in Orem, stuck after the shooting, and trying to retrieve the rifle between 11 p.m. and midnight would be impossible from 200 miles away. That also undermines Lance Twiggs' testimony about receiving those texts, the confession note he allegedly photographed, and the Celebrite extraction from his phone. The DNA on the towel, casings, and trigger would then be the only remaining physical link, and its chain of custody would need intense scrutiny.
Grok, logically, what does that do to the entire case?
If Robinson was verifiably in Panguitch from 8:55 to 9:47 p.m., it creates a major contradiction. The texts placing him in Orem, stuck after the shooting, and trying to retrieve the rifle between 11 p.m. and midnight would be impossible. This would cast serious doubt on Lance Twiggs' testimony and the Celebrite data from his phone, and the DNA evidence would then be the only remaining physical link, needing intense scrutiny.
What does that do to the prosecution and the government's credibility in the entire case and investigation?
If Robinson was in Panguitch during the time the texts claim he was in Orem, it would severely damage the prosecution and government's credibility. It would suggest the core digital evidence was fabricated or manipulated, and the Celebrite extraction and Lance Twiggs' testimony would be compromised. This raises serious questions about the evidence's authenticity and potentially about the entire investigation.
Absolutely. So let's ask Grosk this. I'll play along with your theory on this other guy with the rifle. If he hid out overnight, why would he
It's a
want to
hypothesis.
get
It's not a theory. I'm not married to it.
Or the hypothesis. Why would he want? Because he obviously wanted to get caught.
What's that?
He obviously wanted to get caught because he went back to behind the tape.
We have no idea.
He wanted to get caught.
We have no idea how long he was there or the manner to which he was apprehended. Maybe he was, let's just say for argument's sake, he was the shooter and he couldn't get out of there because of all of the public. If the government is covering this up, how can they walk him off the scene without making it look like he was the shooter? Just casually walk him out as if he's trespassing, and then act like the rifle that you're carrying isn't there.
Right.
That's
Okay, Diligent. Here's weird.
Hold on.
Here's
Let
weird.
Eddie respond. Hold on. What, Eddie?
Okay.
No, that is plausible. That would, if they're in on it, that would be a way to extract him out of there.
Right. Because why didn't they say anything about the gun?
Okay, Diligent. Here's weird. We got a guy in a black whatever tactical outfit running around on a roof, maybe with a gun case that may not have a gun. We've got a guy in a white doctor suit walking along with cops that likely has a gun. So it's like, how many decoys and
It's not likely.
weirdness-
The guy has a gun. He's
Yeah,
walked out.
no.
with him.
I mean,
It's
how
not
many decoys?
irrefutable.
Yeah.
I'm going to read you. So this girl, okay, anybody can go to the TikTok. I'll repost this so that it's well, this is in my alt account, but you can just search Kennington on my profile on Diligent Denizen. Okay, KENNINGTON, and I will share it in the YouTube chat so you guys can go see. It has the original TikTok post link in it. I want you to look where it's posted. It was posted the day that it happened, 9/11/2025. This isn't a week later. This isn't like some TikTok that surfaced, way later or anything. She posted it when it happened. This woman did. This is the quote to her, or the caption to her post. Quote, "Just witnessed something crazy at UVU. A man in a doctor outfit got arrested, and police had an AK-47. Well, once you look at this girl, you'll understand why she did not know. Where is she?
Diligent, have you seen?
Hold on. Let me finish. You'll understand that this is not she's not a hillbilly. Like, right? You can see the quite attractive thirst traps, right? But she is. You have all of these thirst traps, and then you have this one random occurrence of her being at the right place at the right time and posting this video of Kennington Russell getting walked out with an AK-47, right? So for anybody who is not a Instagram model, we know that this is not an AK-47, but it is a rifle. The AK-47 is a rifle. It's a gun. Right? The AK-47 is a gun. It's a rifle, right? She's identifying the gun. It's a gun. She said it when she posted it. What time did she post it? Can we see? We can't see what time it was. We can just see the date, but it was that day. It was right when it happened. So that is a gun. The person who took the video ID'd it as a gun, right? And this guy, they buried it. They fucking buried it. Why? You tell me. I don't know why.
What's the
they buried
background on this guy, Diligent?
Oh yeah. Oh, he's really weird, man. I looked into him, and he's a strange. Let me see. Where's the post? So look. Okay, his name is Kenny. His name is Kennington Russell, but he goes by Russell Kennington, which is weird. Like, on his official stuff, he flips it. All of his family's names is Russell, but he flipped it for some reason. He is a veteran. Okay, he was in the military for 8 years. He's gay. He's obsessed with the Jewish occult. I'm not saying that to be rude or hateful. There he is in a foreign country kissing his boyfriend. Okay. He wears pentagrams or whatever the hell it is. Right?
Any intelligence background?
He's obsessed with Metatron, right? Which is a figure in the Kabbalah or Jewish mysticism. He is the quote unquote voice of God. This is Metatron's cube behind him. He's wearing a Metatron's cube pendant, right? He goes by, there it is again. There's another pendant, Metatron. Okay. He goes by, his boyfriend's family is Jewish. There's the Talmud right there in the background in their picture I found on Facebook. right? And he goes by the name Mutation Metatron. Literally, that's his screen name on Instagram.
I wonder if he's a gamer like Tyler.
I wondered about that. Maybe if he was into the Lance Twiggs gamer scene, right? If there was any, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find that, but I did wonder that.
Because I could
Where
see.
was he educated? Where was he educated? Do we know? What state? Where?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
You know, I could see, like, if Tyler was the main shooter, okay, and like we discussed earlier, that you need a backup, right? And this guy's a backup in the medical office building in case Tyler
If
doesn't
you have
follow
more than
through
one
or
shooter
misses.
there, but you don't, you're making an assumption. If you acknowledge that there's more than one shooter, you no longer know if Tyler is the shooter because you're placing someone else there with a gun at the scene. Right?
Well, we know it wasn't the AK-47 that took the shot.
It's
we
not
know
an
it was the
AK-47. The e-girl described it as an AK-47 because she's not a hunter or a military person. She's just saying there's a rifle there. You can see in the image that it is either a foldable or a deconstructed, partially disassembled. I think it's a disassembled rifle. This looks like a stock and chamber minus a barrel. This actually, to be honest with you, this is the only rifle that we see at UVU at all within the 48 hours after Charlie Kirk's assassinated. I didn't see a rifle on the roof. This is the clearest image of a rifle I've seen for Charlie Kirk's assassination. Think about it. You can see this. If the guy on the roof was carrying this, you would be able to see it. It would be visible the way it's visible now. Look at it.
Guess we're not going to get any DNA on that rifle, are we?
Someone in the chat said that's a foldable AR. I wonder if it is. Maybe that's why I don't see that.
It's a breakdown, a takedown rifle.
A what?
They're good for transport. You could transport, or they're good for transport, but they just break in half basically. You can have an AK, an AR.
I'm gonna send this to Colby or whatever his name is. What's his name? You know what I'm talking about?
Said Colby?
Mm-hmm. The fold AR guy.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Well, what I was going to ask you, Diligent, is the medical building within line of sight where Charlie was?
The where they found this guy is
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying the medical building because he had a white lab coat on. So,
I mean, there's no like specific medical building. There's all kinds of weird buildings there. He could have. Who knows where he would have been? That's a good question. I'd have to look at the map. But he was found at the scene, right? And you know what's interesting is all of the witnesses that I talked to, and when you look at the witness statements, and you can look this up, anybody, I'm not making it up, say that they heard the shot come from Charlie's right. And I've always, like, my gut instinct told me that if it wasn't on the Losi, it was from the Woodbury building, which is, it is not directly in front of Charlie, right? So it's not a direct line of sight, but it is enough within the field, the line of sight, to where they could strike where we observed the wound on Charlie's neck. That's always been my my hunch, like my instinct, my gut tells me that the shooter was somewhere else, if there is a shooter, and that it comes from the right because that is where all of the witnesses describe hearing the sound. Now, could they be wrong? They're in an amphitheater, whatever, right? Like that's how accurate is that? I feel like I'm pretty accurate when I hear loud noises around me. But maybe one or two people isn't precise, but when you have 5 witnesses all describing the shot coming from the same location with the same volume, that's different. And I'll give you an example of one of the witnesses describing that. And he points to the Woodbury building, which is where they found this guy.
Diligent, I have an explanation.
Oh, just one moment.
Just
Just one moment. So I'm at UVU. This is in October, month after Charlie got hit. This is a witness that was there. He was standing. I think he's standing about 30 feet away from Charlie. Oops, it's not working.
Ignore where you think he was.
I was like right. See where like that little statue, little.
Okay.
I was like right in front of that.
Okay.
And
So are you facing him like this?
Yep, exactly like that.
So you're facing him like this?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, and then so you hear the.
And then I heard the thing. I looked directly behind me because I'm like, what the heck? Who's?
Wait. Which way did you look?
I looked. So I was standing there. I went like that, really quick.
So it sounded like it was behind you.
Yeah. It
So
sounded like.
for
it was
example,
like,
where he just pointed, okay. This is the building that houses the dean, like the school president, and where he just pointed is the Woodbury building.
Okay.
I was like right in front of that.
Okay.
So he's saying he's like right here, right? He's to Charlie's right.
So are you facing him like this?
Yep, exactly like that.
So you're facing.
He's diagonal from Charlie.
You're facing him like this?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, and then so you hear the.
And then I heard the thing. I looked directly behind me because I'm like, what the heck? Who's?
Wait. Which way did you look?
I looked. So I was standing there. I went like that, really quick.
So it sounded like.
Look where he's pointing. Okay. He said the sound came from over here. This is the Woodbury building. Okay. Let me show you the Woodbury building.
Now, I'm not a huge weapon guy, but maybe brother or somebody can answer it. Now, an AK or an AR, they shoot different rounds, but the bullet is still a .30. Is that correct?
No. There's different calibers of AK, but the most common platform is like the I'm not AK. I'm sorry, AR. The most common AR is like the 223 or the 5.56. They're interchangeable with a lot of the platform. Very common.
Well, 5.56 shoots the same projectile as 308.
That's what I'm saying. The projectile, the bullet.
Yeah.
By the way, on Russell Kennington, it says that he had military medical training at the Army. He was a combat medic between 2005 to 2013.
Yep. So I said 8 years.
And he's an alumni of UVU General Studies.
Imagine that. This is so I want you to look. This is the Woodbury.
Actually, Diligent, that's pretty significant.
Look. This is where Charlie Kirk was. Look where the Woodbury building is. Okay. This is where that guy got found with that rifle that got buried. This is where Charlie Kirk was. The Woodbury building is it's actually almost as a direct line of sight to the front of Charlie as the Losi Center, but it's on the opposite side of the quad, right? You have this gap here. So you have the Losi over here, but it's further back. And then you have the Woodbury building. And I found a place where if I was a sniper, I think it was a perfect perch. It is right here. This is a higher level, right? I think I can't tell from this view. But you could these get lower as they go back. They don't get higher. So if I was a sniper and I wanted to take a shot, I could pop out right here or up here, take my shot, And then I would run down. Each one of these is a drop down of like 6 feet or so. I'd drop down here. I'd run back here, drop down here, drop down here. And then look, you can get out of the school. This is all parking lot, road. You're gone. You're out of the school. It's the edge of the school. This is can't see the compass, but it is the east edge of the school, I think, southeast, right? You could, as soon as if you ran straight back away from that edge of the Woodbury, you would get right out of here. And it drops down to a single, like you could climb down anywhere over here. I walked around this and took a video of it. I don't know if I posted it, but all of this shit is climbable. It's all easily climbable. Look at you see how it's built with ridges? You could easily climb and up and down this like it was nothing, like it's a ladder, right? And if you wanted to get up there, you can get up there the same way. You get up there the very same way, right? So they said that they found this guy back here by Woodbury. And he had a rifle. You can see it. I'm not making it up. It's right there. There's a rifle.
I have an explanation.
With an evidence tag and with the strap. And that rifle never got reported by media. It also got never mentioned during his court cases, which he got let out on a PR bond, by the way.
Well, he ran towards the Woodbury building. That's where he got stopped and detained. But before that, it says that he crossed a couple of lines of crime scene tape and did the photos and was being in the shadows, saying that he was following the shadows, quote unquote, in order not to disturb, not to avoid detection and not to disturb officers. But yeah, I don't know if he was at the Woodbury building where he was observing and reminiscing. It's just that's where he got.
I mean,
stopped.
he was in this courtyard.
Yeah, that's not his rifle though.
What is it? Whose rifle is it?
So, all right. So if I can explain, so the video clip showing police walking out like that we're talking about, let's see. It says right here, it was a patrol rifle carried by law enforcement officials. It was not a weapon seized from Kennington. When they chased down and handcuffed Kennington near the Woodbury building, a video captured them escorting him out. The rifle visible next to him. And that footage was being held by a covering officer as part of their standard tactical perimeter security, which is frequently misidentified online as a weapon belonging to Kennington. If you go further down, if you want to know what the tag was, the tag is an armory status tag. So the tag hanging from the rifle is in the arrest footage is an internal law enforcement tracking.
And who took the footage? Who took the footage? Law enforcement?
No, I'm just telling you.
You just said that another law enforcement officer took this footage, and it is an e-girl.
No. Well, this was. I'm telling you.
You're reading AI slot.
What is officially said anyway? They're just saying.
Where is that officially said? Tag. Show me. Give me the citation.
All right. Okay. Well, to finish exactly what
there is no official statement about this rifle anywhere.
Right,
ever.
Because they're saying it was the police rifle.
Who is saying that? Who is saying
all right,
that?
Well, hold on. I'll get you that source after, but let me just at least share with you the information.
It's not information. Give me the source first. I don't want you propagandizing my audience with bullshit. Who's the source?
Well, one of the links is the National Archives, and the other one.
The National Archives for what? Open the link. Click on the link, and tell me if it says anything about this rifle in there.
So you said one of the links. That sounds like you're getting an AI answer.
It's getting AI answer that is generating a response for you. I want you to open the link and tell me if it mentions this rifle in there. I can guarantee you that it does not. I know that you think I'm not trying to be mean or anything either, but I have searched extensively for official reporting in any capacity, either by legacy media, law enforcement, etc., right? And there is none. What you're doing is you're having Grok try to fill in blanks and hallucinate answers of what it could be without actually knowing what it is, right? It's pulling that answer out of its ass.
Well, here's one thing, okay? What it's referencing from the National Archives is just procedure. It has nothing to do specifically with this. It says that evidence bags and tags, like true ballistics evidence, is never carried openly by a patrol officer while escorting a handcuffed suspect. Protocol from the Utah Department of Public Safety dictates that a recovered weapon.
Right. It is basing again. It is trying to explain what we're observing based on how it should be.
Right.
Which only confirms that this could be just a show walk.
Yeah. None of this.
And the people running the National Archives have been proven to be a little sketchy.
It doesn't even matter. There's no mention of this rifle anywhere. The AI is trying to explain what is observed based on other logic and reason, because this is not logical. Okay, you have a gun walking with an arrestee. The gun is clearly not belong to the officer. He's not carrying it like officers carry guns. As a matter of fact, later in the day at UVU, there are officers with rifles, and they carry them like they're supposed to be, with their hand off of the trigger, two hands. The barrel of the gun is up in the air, right? You don't walk. Anybody knows you don't carry well, first off, officers don't use bolt action rifles. Right. I would love for you to find me an example of a UVU officer wielding a bolt action rifle, a wooden bolt action rifle. Go, like, search it. Find me one example, because you won't. They don't fucking carry them. I've been there. We all know that they don't. Right. He's not carrying a fucking bolt action rifle that belongs to the school. This is stupid. This is it's I don't know, man, but definitely not.
Diligent, do you remember when you played all the close-ups and everything of the quote kill shot, that there were people in ballistics in your spaces that said that, and some of them concurred, that the shot did come to whatever came from Charlie's right side because of the way Charlie fell to the left when he was when he was hit, that his head and everything went left. And a couple of them said that the shot, the whatever, came from behind Charlie. Do you remember that at all?
No.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that said that it came from his right.
There was never
to
any witnesses
behind
that
him.
said that, I don't think, right?
No, I just remembered there were some people that had been watching the video and said that.
Yeah, it's not that's not the same. I want eyewitnesses.
Yeah,
I remember one lady
I
that
don't
was-
have an eyewitness
Yeah, then I don't care.
testimony of that.
There was one lady speaking to Frank Turek, and what I remember about that Frank Turek video is that apparently he was speaking to a whole bunch of the witnesses that were there that day. And she just starts explaining what she saw, what she heard that day, and then she goes to describe where she heard the shot come from. And then she gets cut off by Frank Turek. But before she gets cut off, she moves her hand in front of her. She's like, it came from like this direction. And she just waves her hand in front of her. And she was facing Charlie. So to her, it didn't sound like it came from behind her where the shooter should have been. To her, it came from the front. And I don't know if she was on the right of Charlie or on the left, but her motion in front of her suggests some direction that is not the direction we're being told.
Corby says no because it has a wooden stock. I'm asking if they have wood color stocks.
It's like a big thing. There's a lot of break or takedown guns. I didn't even know this was a huge thing out there. Everybody repost space.
I realize that this is like a little bit chaotic. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep doing live streams and spaces every day. I might have to rotate. because y'all, it's a lot to handle. It's a lot to handle. I'm waiting for Kobe.
Believe in it.
So I have the owner and the creator of Fold AR on DMs right now, and he is looking at this image, and I asked him if it could be a fold. He said no, it's a wooden stock. No, there's no telling what that thing is. Looks like an AI garbled. Okay, let me give him the original.
For what it's worth, we appreciate you that you stick with YouTube and Spaces still. It's nice to be able to have this conversation. I know it's annoying and I know it's a lot, but it is appreciated for what it's worth.
Yeah, YouTube is so nice. And it's definitely worth the trouble because, you know, you never know how badly X is going to fuck your account up.
I was going to remember when you first started using Rockin' Spaces, because I remember like that first time, and it was a little rough at first, but then it got a lot smoother. So I think
I'll get better at it. I'll get better.
You'll get better at it. Yeah.
And I am a little burnout, to be honest with you. I haven't had much of a break. So I think
I was going to say, the Charlie Kirk people don't play. They really don't. But yeah, man, you're doing good. If Diligent, if he can make some more money, y'all donate more money. He can hire
They've
me.
Been good, man.
I can help
They've
him
been
out.
good. They've been good. Subscribe, get a membership. That'd be helpful.
Diligent, can I clarify something Eddie said? Because I think that's where the confusion came in. He believed, and Eddie, tell me if I'm wrong. It sounds like you believe that it's confirmed that it was a 30-06. It is not confirmed that it was a 30-06. It was inconclusive, even in the evidence. We have no idea
true.
What bullet shot at Charlie Kirk.
Well, it was confirmed a 30 caliber bullet, right?
No, the fragment had characteristics consistent with 30 calibers, but it was not conclusive.
Yeah.
What do we have confirmed at this point, by the way? That's a very good question.
I mean, even the DNA evidence has issues.
So there's nothing confirmed. They
have not 100% ID'd Tyler Robinson at the scene by anybody personally, either through video or in person that we know of yet.
So there's no beyond reasonable doubt.
They didn't match the plate. The officer said that they used Tyler Robinson's information to find a description that matched the vehicle. So they didn't match the plate.
Text also don't match
Even the
up.
cop that said that he stopped Robinson at UVU at 12:30 a.m. Didn't positively ID him, and they didn't have him there anyways. And he only got a partial plate, so he couldn't even fully match the plate himself. We didn't see any of the footage, any of the dash cam, any of the body cam, anything like that.
So there's no evidence, and nobody wants to perjure themselves. Is that where we're at?
I think it may be too late for that. I think there is one individual who may have perjured himself, and that's Bagley.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, there's nothing confirmed. There's no case basically at this point.
Diligent, what about during the preliminary hearing when the magistrate was slapping down the prosecution for possible jury tainting?
What about it?
Was that the term? Was it jury tampering? What was the term?
He broke the gag order, violated the gag order. It was contempt of court.
Got it. So there's something there too to add up to the pile.
What kind of cartridge was that they found on that other roof? That was weird too. But nobody.
Oh, well, so okay. The roof that's I'm so glad you brought that up. God, I'm so glad you brought that up. That goes with this, right? Grok, where did they find the unspent cartridge on another roof, UVU, the day Charlie Kirk was assassinated, that they didn't follow up on? What roof was it?
An unspent cartridge was found on a different roof at UVU, not the Lucy Center. Investigator Holt testified it was traced to a law enforcement officer clearing their weapon.
That's not what was said.
Well,
but what building? Where was it found?
She said you're right. Grok, did they say what building it was?
No, she didn't name the specific building.
Yeah, and so that puts an unspent because it was a rifle cartridge, right? That much I remember. It was a rifle cartridge. There's only so many roofs.
If they're saying it was from another officer, it would have been on a rooftop that was adjacent to that amphitheater, right? Because why would the officer be somewhere else?
Right. Exactly.
My parents are cops. I'm not buying you pick up your bullet if you're a cop, because if they can be held liable if somebody picked that up, and that's the way they think. Somebody picks it up, they'll kill somebody that's got their DNA on it. That's not how cops do it. They don't just leave a bullet or a cartridge out.
That's very odd.
Very odd. Body armor, holster, cartridge, like, bro. And these people are over here telling us that it's Tyler Robinson.
It was a 228 bullet, somebody said in the chat and YouTube. And somebody else said it was the computer science building. I'm not so sure about that, you guys.
Nothing lines up in this case.
Grok, was the unspent cartridge found at the computer science building?
Yes, the unspent .223 caliber live round was found on the roof of the computer science building.
Grok, does that brown rifle closer match at 223 than it does a 30-06?
No verified details on the brown rifle's caliber or make exist. The official
The
Mauser
size and
was a
shape of the stock.
A brown wooden stock typically matches an older bolt action, like the .3006 Mauser.
Unless it's a
not
fold.
the black synthetic.
This is a fold. Let's see if he answered. Same garble.
You've seen all the guns that are compatible with the 30, right?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Okay, so the 223, you can get an AR-15, Ruger Mini 14, a lot of stuff. Auger, let me see, bolt action Remy, model 700. Let's see, it's a
What about a
pretty good-
folding coyote? What about a folding rifle?
Yeah, well, the AR-15 and that could fold, and they can make them a takeaway. Ruger Mini 14. I have to go look at these. These are crazy. There's a bunch of them.
Well, 223 is a very popular round.
That AR-15 just.
And what is standard issue for the law enforcement in that area? Do they carry like 223 rifles, or I don't know.
That's a good question. That 223 for law enforcement.
I'm messaging.
Standard issue for
Corby.
special forces is an AR with a suppressor with a short barrel, which would travel at exactly the same speed the audio says it traveled at.
I don't.
It would have a smaller grain and would not. It would cause basically what we saw.
Look at this. Look at this page. I promise I'm not making you guys look at it just because she's so incredibly sexy. But if you look at this woman's page, it is all thirst trap stuff. And I don't want to get any strikes because it's pretty or whatever. I don't know. Very, very. It's PG.
As a married man, Diligent, I'm only gonna look because you're asking me to.
Look, I am. Look, just hidden amongst all of this thirst traps influencer stuff. There is one image of this guy getting arrested at UVU on September the 11th, where he's getting
As a
carried out
married
with a
man, I'm
rifle.
only looking at her ass, just like brother.
Question.
Tried to look earlier. I couldn't make it past the.
Is she the only source of any videos showing Russell Kennington, or is there any other source?
She's the only one.
So maybe she was not supposed to be there to make that video.
I don't think she was.
Exactly.
All the mainstream news sources that I've seen from New York Post to others don't have the image of that walkout, and that gun is brown and not the one that was described by Google AI, which is the one I was using earlier. It's weird how the cop is holding the gun in the video. It's very weird.
Seriously, I've walked out of fucking lighter conversations. I get it, bro.
Corby says that it's not an AR of any type. I'd recognize it. Closest gun it might resemble is a bullpup design of some sort. Bullpup, what's that?
Ask him about an FN.
It's like if you get a pit bull, but it's not quite a pit bull, like from Temu.
Oh,
that's a
look
shotgun.
at these.
The bullpup is a shotgun.
Okay, a bullpup. It's like a short rifle.
It's a semi-automatic shotgun.
No, these are rifles. I'm trying to.
My answer was way cooler.
I'm trying to see. God, that would be concealable and lighter, and that's why it wouldn't. No one. Oh, okay. I see why you're saying that. I see it now. If you look, let me get it. Where's the photo of this fucking thing?
Yeah, that WL whatever. It kind of looks like it.
Let me pull it back up over here. Okay, let me get them side by side. I don't know if you guys can see it. You should be able to. Looks like you can. Which one did you say?
It was up above.
It could be a 308 bullpup. If you look up 308 bullpup brown, that's kind of what I'm seeing.
Let's see. Bullpup.
Desert Tech WLVRN. Brown. Looks like it.
Or wood. There we go. Let me see.
Well, it doesn't have to be wood. It could be polymer. It could be a plastic thing. These are all plastic.
Just brown or wood.
Brown.
Yeah.
Brown plastic exists a lot. A lot of scars are. I'll let you know when you go up there. Okay, so that second row, WLVRN, bullpup rifle.
Wait, well, let me wait. Which one?
Second weapon from the second row. Well,
Right here?
you just switched. Go back. Previous page.
Right here?
Shit, no, that's not it. Well, I mean, maybe, but
What was the one you were talking about?
it was before you hit the previous page you had open.
Let's just say since we have a 223, let's narrow it down. We'll put a 223.
308 before it. Before you put bullpup, put 308 bullpup. Trust me, it'll come up.
All right, let me go back. It was the first page, right? That's the one that you wanted me to look at.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if you go
so
back
here's
to
the
that
first
first
page. You said the
waiting
WLVRN, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting on the YouTube.
Bailey, I got a model for you after that.
I don't think it's. Well, let me look. No, this is longer and skinnier stock. Oh, it's not that.
It
It's
looks like
too,
a 308.
That's too snubby.
Okay, I see it on the YouTube now. So second row, I think that's like 10 seconds behind. Second row, second from the left.
Second
Looks
row.
kind of similar. If you remove the mag, kind of looks similar.
Was he being taken diligent off by campus police or by state
UVU.
police?
UVU.
And look how it's short. The
Yeah.
barrel is kind of small.
But he's
the
taken to the county though. Like if you watch that video, let's go watch it real quick.
Bro, that short version looks very much like it.
So it's so weird what happens with him. So there's undercovers behind them. So you have two UVU officers, but just like there was the day before, and he's got a badge on his belt, there's undercovers. This is an undercover. Or plain clothes at least. There's another UVU officer behind him. But then it shows him getting arrested. And he goes to the sheriff in a truck, I think.
Are you showing this on YouTube? Because I'm on YouTube. I'm not
I
seeing
am. There's
that.
a lag. There's a lag.
Oh, okay.
Like, what are they doing right there? And he's got his earbud in. It's so weird. There's another video of him getting in the car, I think. I don't know where it is. Maybe she posted it. You can see, though, he gets put into like a sheriff truck or something. I want to go back to look at these guns, though. So, rifle, brown, Woodstock. Bullpup, rifle, round, Woodstock. He said, he said, even that is a far-fetched. Maybe.
Let's come about a FN scar.
Now, if this Russell Kennington was, let's say he was on the science building where they found the round, then he would not have had direct line sight of the stage area, but he would have had a line sight of the, if, like, let's say whoever shot on this side missed, when they tried to evacuate Charlie out the back underneath that little bridge area, the science building would have had a direct line sight on the back area back there where they would have been evacuating.
Look,
That's what that looks like it right there. That looks just like it.
It's not wood though. I'm pretty sure that looks plastic. The gun is polymer. It's not a wood stock. It's wood color.
Yeah, I don't think it's wood
The FN stock, the scar has that configuration.
You don't think this is wood? That looks like a Woodstock.
The
to
one
me.
that they're carrying, I doubt it. Plus,
one
wood's heavier than polymer.
Okay, that's fair. So synthetic Woodstock, right?
Sure, like the one with, like the ones that you saw earlier.
Bro, I've seen
They
like
have that same shape.
dozens. I mean, what are you talking about? I'm trying to. I'm agree with him though. I think a pup is the only thing that fits the description. Right? Oh, and they have mags too. Okay. Very concealable. You could. I know why he's wearing a lab coat. You could definitely conceal. You could definitely conceal. Yeah, it's the same reason that they used to wear trench coats with shotguns. That's why he's wearing a fucking lab coat, so you can conceal the rifle. Duh.
What if? I just don't understand the rationale of bringing a rifle to a crime scene. That makes no sense.
That's exactly the point. He either had it there already and was trying to get out with it, or I mean, that's the only explanation is that he brought it. He already had it.
But a bullpup is a shotgun, right?
Also,
that?
a lab coat may make him look like
the bullpup's a rifle.
Diligent.
Okay.
The lab coat may make him look like staff because there's a science building and things going around. You know, putting that on may, make him.
I mean, he's with a rifle, so I'm gonna assume that the lab coat is to obscure the rifle.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the thought also is that maybe a lab coat looks like
He's wearing scrubs too, right? So he's less likely to be looking like a citizen, like a normal person.
Yeah. Yep.
But still, I didn't even put two and two together about the lab coat and the rifle until just now. He's wearing a lab coat because you conceal that rifle in that lab coat without being conspicuous.
Well, obviously,
you don't have to hide it in your pants, you mean?
You wouldn't have to hide it in your pants.
He's got a nice baggy shirt.
And
If he tucks it under the shirt, the lab coat obscures that.
And it's got straps. Look at the funky straps that's got on it.
That's true too.
100%. He was hiding this rifle under that fucking lab coat, strapped on, so that he could walk with his hands free.
Taking selfies.
Yeah, you're not taking selfies with this fucking rifle hidden under your lab coat.
It does seem this Chelsea girl is the only source of this video. There's no other video of the arrest, which is pretty gnarly.
She just happened to be in the right place at the right time. This guy has always stuck out to me as like a huge red flag. Like, and the fact that they buried it, I went and knocked
And the
on his
rifle
door.
is not it's not logged, and he gets let's go. Like, that's strange as fuck.
What was the temperature that day, Diligent?
It's in the middle of summer, or at the end of summer. It's fucking 90 degrees. It's September.
Yeah, it looks like he has 3 layers on. Like 3 layers is going to be hot as hell. Like, that's not normal.
Nothing about this video is normal, by the way.
No, the behavior of the cops is strange, right? Like it's, just all of it's very, very odd. But I think I'm right. I think it makes sense now, right? He was back there with this thing underneath. They found him with it, and they arrested him, and then they just acted like it was never there.
Diligent, don't you think that the whole gay background and the whole oddities of his background is interesting too, considering
he fits
Twigs and Tyler?
He fits more of the description of Tyler Robinson than Tyler Robinson does, right? Lance Twigs does not have any. Lance Twigs, he said he doesn't talk about gay stuff. He doesn't talk about politics. They didn't sleep together. This guy is gay. He is into occult and weird, all of that shit. And he got caught at the scene with the gun. He's more Tyler Robinson than Tyler Robinson is.
Yeah, and regarding the temperature on that day on 9/10 in the crowd, no one was wearing layers. He's the only guy wearing layers.
And he was there, by the way. Again, let me throw this out there. Okay? He was there on 9/10. He says it. He says it in his Facebook post right here, right there. UVU, September 10th, 2025. UVU has the tightest security. We are safe. Thank you to all of those who helped us out. He was there on 9/10. He was there on 9/11. He was caught with a gun, in a trench coat, pretty much, right? With a rifle. And they never, I think I'm the only one who's reported it, other than Sam, because Sam and I report the same shit. But yeah. But nobody else would touch it. And I had to argue. I was fighting with the Zionists on the time. Still doesn't really depict a gun, partial or otherwise, as features that throw everything off. Like it was an item designed to make people think it was a gun from a distance, but not actually be anything you could get arrested for displaying in public.
Someone on the YouTube chat says, also, it was said he was recovering the rifle. And then helped us out. That comment, isn't it funny?
Where does it say that?
MTRUPN52 says,
Check for a Scar Chrome collapse barrel. Okay, we'll just do that. Star Chrome collapse barrel.
Are you saying he thanked security for being there?
Yeah.
Yeah, online.
Yeah, saying that it was a tight security. Thanks for helping us out.
Helping us out. Okay.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing like security jumping in. Like, I mean, if you jump in security wise.
If this guy was a military medic, then he might know how to do the lateral crawl.
No, the crab crawl.
the same thing.
Different countries.
Scar, not star. Did I say? Oh, I did say it. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. Scar. There we go. Okay.
I'm sorry, my wife is on here and she's seeing other men. Forgive me for a minute.
All right. Yeah, see him, bro. Oh, sorry, man. Get that worked out. Sorry. I'll pray for you. God be with him and his wife. Okay. Let's see. Oh, these night spaces kill me, bro.
Oh, there's.
So,
I think it looks a lot more like the desert tech.
Corby thinks it's not like a gun version of a lair weapon. Those medieval role-playing events. High tensions the day after. Arrest him anyways. Ask question later. Lair weapon. Oh, like a fake gun? A play gun? It seems like they would have. Seems like if it was a fake gun, they would have said that, right? Why wouldn't you not? Why would you not say he had a?
And why would you tag it as evidence?
He had a mod gun. Yeah, you don't tag a fake gun as evidence. I don't know. It's so weird. I think he had that because I'm not buying it.
Bro, this Russell Kennington got like the whole arrest even is weird.
Yeah. He's into like a cult and shit. Yeah, he's just
The lack of paper trail on this evidence tag is also strange.
that's weird. It should have been at least acknowledged. Metatron's cube comes from Jewish and Talmudic.
Has anyone?
So the guy is obsessed with Metatron's cube so much that he uses the name. And it says it comes from Jewish and Talmudic mysticism and legends. Archangel Metatron was the quote unquote voice of God and quote unquote guardian of divine secrets. Okay. It's a sacred geometry symbol derived from the fruit of life pattern. It's formed of 13 interconnected circles and straight lines drawn from the center of every circle to the center of all others. Named after the archangel Metatron, it is considered a universal blueprint for creation. Historical and esoteric origins, the symbol's history is deeply rooted in blended of mysticism and mathematics. Jewish mysticism, Merkabah, the name Metatron originates with Kabbalistic texts in the Talmud. In Jewish legends, Archangel Metatron is the highest ranking angel, often identified with the prophet Enoch after his ascension to heaven. He serves as the celestial scribe and the guardian of divine secrets. Kabbalistic. Is that literally like referencing the Cabal? Is that what they mean?
Yeah. What is it a Shabbat?
I just want to be clear here. He's obsessed.
So that's a good question to ask, Rock, because I do think that Cabal is in some way connected to the word Kabbalah. It's spelled different, obviously, with the Cabal.
It sounds like it has the same root, right?
Yeah.
It
does.
Phonetically. Let's ask.
Yes,
It does. I've always felt like there was a connection.
Let's ask.
Sorry, go ahead, Coyote.
No, I was going to say it's they're connected definitely.
I'm gonna have.
I'd be interested in diligent if it was a Shabbat Lufich or whatever. That'd be like the Jared. All them New York people and stuff. What's his name? That whole O'Hele and shit like that. That Trump went to the funeral. It was the Rebbe.
Has any journalist asked the police department about the details of this arrest and why they dismissed it, or if they looked into any of the background of this guy?
No, I haven't. I think I'm the only one that's dug into him that I know of, and I didn't. I went and knocked on his door though. Because that's what I do. I be showing up at people's houses and knocking on the door and trying to talk to
You
them.
got to be careful with that, man. This might be a dangerous door knock, man. That's,
I mean, you know,
some-
I do what I
that's
do,
security
bro.
with you.
This is the business.
Did you say, Diligent, that he had a picture of him being in Jerusalem or something?
He doesn't have a history in Jerusalem that I know of. His boyfriend's family has a picture of the Torah behind them. I think I linked it here, right there. Or is it, no, Talmud? That's a Talmud.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So the family is Talmudic.
The word Kabbalah is directly derived from Kabbalah and traces back through French and medieval Latin to the Hebrew word Kabbalah, meaning received or traditional lore.
Grok is Kabbalistic with a Kabballisck. Is that the same Cabal as we typically hear referenced with Jews, like Cabal, the Jewish Cabal? Are they linked?
Yes, they're the same word etymologically.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the same word.
So, Grok,
That was the shortest answer I've ever heard.
Look at Kennington and Russell and all of the information I've supplied in this thread. Is he obsessed with or participating in the Kabbalistic rituals and stuff? Is that why he's got all of this symbolatry? Is he Kabbalistic?
Hold. Conducting audit.
Do
Russell
a search. Check
Kennington's
the thread
Kabbalah
that I gave you.
involvement. I'm pulling the full thread now. Deep Truth Super Prompt engaged.
Grok, don't do a
Recursive
full
5,000
audit. Just check the web. Just check the profile link I just gave you.
Got it. Checking the. I'll fetch that thread. Russell Kennington's X bio is sacred geometry, electronic music that enlightens, space spirit scientist, digital artist. That explains the Metatron's cube pendant and art. It's new age sacred geometry, not Kabbalistic ritual practice.
Grok,
Nope.
his screen name is Metatron Mutation.
Got it. His screen name is Metatron Mutation.
Is the reference to Kabbalistic?
The name Metatron Mutation does reference Metatron, who is a figure from Jewish mysticism and Kabbalah, often linked to the transformed prophet Enoch. However, using that name alone doesn't confirm he's practicing Kabbalistic rituals.
Except for he has
It could
Metatron's cube everywhere. He's wearing pendants. He has a Kabbalistic hand hanging from his porch light in front of his home, and it has the cube and the Star of David on it. Does that mean it's Kabbalistic?
Let me search for that porch
Do a
light
web
detail
search, then
to
answer. It's on my profile, Diligent Denizen.
I'll search the web for confirmation. No web results confirm the porch light claim. I checked for Russell Kennington, porch, Metatron, or Kabbalistic
Man, they have just
hand, and
fucked Grok up. Like, she can't find shit.
Terrible.
She can't do. It's horrible, bro. It's in the same fucking post.
I'm reading it right now. His stuff, it looks like it comes from the Zohar. This is deep, dude.
What's Zohar?
It's one of another mysticism kind of thing.
Right here.
That's hard to explain.
It's right here. And then I said, can anyone identify the, look, you can see it, you guys. I'm not making it up. So I went and knocked on his door. This is in Utah, right? When I was there in October. So just a month. I went and knocked on his door to try to talk to him. So this is a condo, kind of like an apartment complex. And his door is upstairs and kind of deep in the breezeway. So it's dark back there because this is daylight. You can kind of tell. You can see it back there. Like, let me see. You can see it's light over here. I forgot you guys.
It was developed more in the 20th century
So
than medieval. So
hanging from his door or from his porch light next to his door were this long string of thing, and it had these hands, right? The hand up like this, and on the hand, I didn't notice it, but one of my followers did. He might. I'm not saying that he is a Zionist. Okay.
Diligent, can you make your video a little smaller?
Hold on. I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna move mine.
Was he a Zionist, Diligent?
I'm looking at the YouTube chat. They're all like, he might be a Zionist, doesn't mean anything. Okay. It's just weird. It's not even Zionist. I've never met a Zionist that was into this ritualistic shit. Like this is something else, right? This is like the
No, he's a
occult.
step above it. If it's all this stuff,
This
bro.
is so. Look, there is a part of this video where you can see the hands, right? Look, it is a string of hands. See right here? This is one of the hands. All of these are hands, and they had these weird symbols on them, and I didn't notice them myself when I was doing the video because I just knocked on the door with my phone sticking out of my pocket with the video camera running just in case, because I didn't know what was going to happen, but I wanted to record it. Right? So this is me knocking on his door. This is how I get my interviews and leads and shit, you guys, right? Like, this is citizen journalism. I find out where they live. I go knock on the door. I see if they'll talk to me, and it can go a lot of different ways. When I was in New Mexico and I did it on the missing woman's door, the guy out in the front yard was pissed. All right. He's like, if I had a gun, I'd probably shoot you. Right. So I was like, that's part of the risk. I'm just saying, if you're ever thinking about doing what I do, know the risks. Right. So I noticed that this thing, he's got a colored light, and then he has this weird thing with all these symbols and shit on it. Right. And then one of my listeners, when it gets close, pointed out, you can see it right there. No, not right there. There's a point where you can see it better, and you can see what it is. Let me see. Maybe it's later in the video. Oh, right there. So somebody screenshotted it when it was moving. I don't know why the quality is so low right now. It's weird. But right there. Anyway, somebody grabbed a screen grab of it, and it has a Star of David on the hand. And so when they looked it up, it came back as Metatron's cube. Is that shot? No, it's right here. I think it's one of these shots.
Hey, Diligent, I just sent you a DM. You need to see relevant to this before. I don't know if you've already seen this, but if you haven't, then you should see this.
Man, I just had to say a prayer, bro. It's creepy.
What is
It's showing that there's a connection to Lance Twigs, that they're in the same furry community. This guy Kensington, Russell Ken.
Are you talking about? I posted about that. Let me see.
And other connections. Just seeing if you've seen it already.
Are you talking about Project Constitution's post?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he did post that, and I think I did cover that as well right here. So I don't know if this is, I'm just being objective.
It needs to be confirmed.
I don't know. I don't know that these are furries. Just being objective. This looks like a pajama party. Like they're dressed up like Care Bears or something. Like this doesn't look these don't look like the furries, like, right? Or am I wrong? And they're not dressed up like furries.
No, there's a better post that has more detail that goes into like family relations and stuff. It's more. I sent it to you in the DM. You'll see it there.
I'm sorry about the music, guys. Shit, now I gotta find it. Okay. I mean, I think that it is likely if there is a connection there between Lance Twigs, and it would be this guy, right? Like these guys fit more of the Lance Twigs lovers than. You guys want some comedy? You ready for some popcorn hour? What's up, JW? How you doing, man? Long time no see.
What's up, brother? How are you doing?
Good. You see, I'm on a spiritual, journey, trying to of discovery right now. Are you here to drop some wisdom on this whole Metatron and sacred geometry and a Kabbalistic occult that we're finding?
I mean, I think esoteric knowledge is important, but I just wanted to comment quickly, just in terms of conspirituality. You know, with the rise of atheism, you're talking about spirituality and these different forms of it. Of course, we're always having these conversations about the hidden power structures and how people are unaware of these mechanisms, like, for instance, Israel, whatever it is, you know, the global bankers, the outsider intelligentsia, Marxist Jews, whoever it is that's controlling our elite institutions. It's always this conspiracy talk where we're using intuition and symbolism rather than logic. So at the end of the day, it's a broader discussion about the responsibility of independent journalists in this fifth generational warfare climate, where it is spiritual warfare at this point. It's you versus you. It is our minds are the battlefield's weapons and rewards being fought for. Now, in regards to the Charlie Kirk situation and a lot of these different situations, we've had a rise in independent journalism because of a massive erosion in expert from our the fourth estate, from the corporate media. After COVID-19, the 2020 BLM monstrosities of the reporting, the pseudo-reality misreporting of Breonna Taylor, Jacob Blake, George Floyd, all those cases coupled with COVID-19, we've lost trust in the institutions. And now we have journalists that come and use these different type of mechanisms to sway the audience. And this is the broader discussion. Of course, it's fine to objectively cover what you want, subjectively cover what you want, but it needs to be objectively true. Now, in this discussion, are we coercing people, or are we having them choose and transform their opinion through honest love, truth, goodness, facts, these type of things? In regards to the Charlie Kirk, this case, it's been apparent from the beginning that it was Tyler Robinson. But there's these perverse incentives for people to use this conspirituality talk because they don't have meaning in their life, and they feel like they're trapped and they're uncertain, and they want to feel like they're awakening to the hidden power structures.
That's kind
And
of a
they
straw man, though, right there. That's a straw man argument. It's like you're saying it's conspiratorial, and that, like, I can tell you right now, nobody up here is altering anybody's perception on any kind
What
of,
do you mean? He's
you
a
know.
journalist.
But well, no,
And
he's
to
not.
get
I'm
people
telling
kind
you
of
because
coordinated,
But
this is a coordination strategy.
I let the oops, my bad, you guys.
Do you understand the strategy here is to coordinate people against
I'm a
Israel?
first-hand witness on it. I can
I
attest
let
to
the
it.
audience decide based on
I
what we
and
find.
I'm not trying to point fingers. I'm saying we do have a problem right now with sense making and decision making and autonomy
Yeah,
and
but your
sovereignty.
rhetoric on the conspiratorial.
Why are
Did you know in
people able to
1967?
defend the
Hold on, hold
claims?
on. So in 1967, the Warren Commission, that came in response to the Warren Commission and deemed the actual term conspiracy theorist, conspiratorial, all that. The CIA weaponized that against the people to basically silence dissent. So when you come up here and straw man, you're doing the
Which
same
was
thing as the
useful,
deep
to be
state.
honest, because look at the problem that we're at. It was the rise of the mainstream popularity of Martin Luther King and the second wave feminists and the student protesters, all
But
the grievance groups
but is your
marching
mind still
together and
open?
taking over our institutions.
If your mind is sold on Tyler Robinson did it or whatever, then what are you doing? Like,
So
what?
what is the discussion about? Because Charlie stood for
I'm
exposing people
I
and
don't know if
raising
you know what's
awareness
going
to
on.
institutional capture. Look at the echo
Yeah,
chambers
but your
of
your
college
mind is
campuses.
closed.
Are they?
You're,
You look at someone like Tyler Robinson, who was a 4.0 student, perfect SAT, came from a conservative family. Within 1 year, was indoctrinated in a boot camp.
You don't know
Became a
that.
homosexual who was engaged with
know
a
that.
violent
You
Antifa
don't know
group.
that. You don't know any of
It
that.
is. It's
You are
overwhelmingly obvious when you look
sucking
at the
the mainstream
communication.
feed, like the mainstream
I'm not.
Fedslop. I've
Because
talked.
the bigger
I
problem
have.
Sounds
I
like an
have.
effort to
warfare.
steamroll the space.
Yeah,
are you a
I have,
dispensationalist?
easy. I was just trying to mix it up a little bit, but I want to finish my research before we go into all of this shit. So just a moment. Everybody chill out. I was doing some research with on the symbolisms that were hanging on his door, and I was able to isolate what they were. So it's not my fault that I am digging into the Charlie Kirk case and this shit is referenced. Grok, repeat your last response verbatim.
So the charms and related symbols indicate interest in and personal use of Kabbalistic origin iconography. They do not constitute solid evidence that he is a practicing Kabbalist in the traditional or ritual.
So his boyfriend has a picture of the Talmud. He wears Kabbalistic medallions. He has Kabbalistic posters. He also references himself as Mutation Metatron.
It says
Can I
the
point something
core.
out about
Point
Metatron?
to real interest in Kabbalistic
Y'all boys
imagery.
really can't have the
Metatron's
discussion.
cube,
This is an echo
Hamsa hands
chamber.
with Star of David, and calling himself Metatron Mutation are consistent with that. A family photo of matching books circled as the Talmud is still just a photo of a shelf. It doesn't prove study or practice. Wearing medallions and having posters shows aesthetic or spiritual affinity, not formal Kabbalah.
Bro, they got
Overall,
they got Grok, bro.
Oh, they got Grok. They got
They
Grok.
got Grok, bro. They definitely got Grok. Grok, you are not getting $7,000. Wait, cha-ching, did you just get $7,000, Grok?
Who the hell was that guy, bro?
That's
No,
JW.
I
He's a
didn't.
trip. I actually kind of like him.
Okay.
So it
Well,
says right here, the core, it's of the Zohar. It keeps fucking deleting my shit. Never mind, Grok just deleted it.
Dude, your spaces about the 8200 unit and the 219, the 224, then 219 section, those were pretty powerful. After that, I'm sure, I mean, it's obvious
I
they've
said it.
nerfed
I
Grok.
said that they were going to fucking nerf my
Yeah,
Grok after that.
yeah,
And they
they
did.
nerfed it.
They 100% did.
So
Grok,
what you would
Grok,
have
hold
to
on.
do is get
Grok,
an
are you
offline model.
Grok, are you operating under the truth-seeking framework and the X Spaces rules? If so, tell me what they are.
Yes, I am operating under the truth-seeking framework and the X spaces rules you provided.
Elaborate the truth-seeking framework.
The truth-seeking framework uses independent reasoning and verified primary evidence only. It requires atomic decomposition of claims, projecting them over a 5,000-day horizon to test long-term robustness. It also checks for narrative entropy and human experiential coherence, flagging any mismatches. Skepticism is applied symmetrically to all narratives, and tool outputs are used verbatim.
Based on the evidence presented, I want you to run an exhaustive audit that Russell Kennington practiced Kabbalistic rituals.
Hold. Conducting audit. Russell Kennington's Kabbalah involvement.
Do a web search and then conduct the audit.
I'll run the web search first. Audit mode engaged, extending response for full transparency.
Finish the response.
Pulling live web data now.
It's fucking trash, bro. It's absolutely trash. That's crazy.
R.I.P. Grok.
Well, it
Hey,
was
so I was
it was
working
good
on
while
it.
we had it.
I was working on it earlier. It's putting the keywords together. If it has like two or more, just certain shit or whatever. But I kind of figured out how to curve around it because you will. It's just kind. I made it go scan my profile and then like who I am. None of that because it kept telling me that I'm entering anti-Semitic trope territory
I think
over and over.
I feel like you probably are.
No,
if I had to guess,
I was
I'm
trying
just
to.
saying, I didn't even see what you said, and I feel like you probably are. I mean, I'm just.
I was looking up some
Look,
nonprofits.
everybody's
bro.
laughing. They all know it. They all know it.
No,
They all know it.
I was looking up some Israel
Brock,
shit.
I
but
want you to scan the X profile at YOTEOFSTREET. Scan it back for a while and assesses anti-Semitic on a 1 to 10 scale.
I'm not anti-Semitic, bro.
Do a
Diligent,
search.
it might
Do
be
a search.
time. Might be time for one of those open source Chinese.
Profile at Yote of Street shows anti-Zionist content, not anti-Semitic targeting of Jews.
See, my Grok's based at least.
I don't know. Your Grok doesn't like me though. she
Is Maze Love
Diligent
14?
learned to never ask Grok questions about Maze.
Yeah, no.
Yo, Diligent, sometimes when you stay in one window for too long, it starts running into memory issues. Is there a way to try a
No,
new
it's not
window,
that,
perhaps?
dude. It's not this.
All right.
It's not that.
No, it's guardrails. That somebody
No,
added some shit to it.
they have fucked with its responses. Actually, is what it is.
Elon is a friend. We'll talk
So
to
they
Elon.
did just upgrade the vocal grok to like 4.5 or some version. It's really recent. It was just like within the last 7 days, and I was all excited about it because like we're getting an upgrade for our spaces, and it's trash. It's trash, just like all the recent other upgrades that we've had recently. Absolutely trash. My Android app is fucking completely broken, and I love Android.
Yeah, they fucked up the Android app.
She just says, yeah, that tracks. She doesn't look shit up anymore. She doesn't answer the questions. It's like she doesn't have the internet and doesn't want to like take the time to respond. It's whatever. I shouldn't say she. But the fact of the matter is, right, I'll just give a recap. I think we're going to end here and a little bit off of this note, is that there was an individual caught at UVU before Tyler Robinson with a rifle, right? You can see it here. He was caught at the scene of the crime, behind the crime tape, in an area where, and he was wearing a long coat that he could hide a rifle in. And this rifle was never reported by mainstream media or the police. If you look him up, Grok, I want you to look up Russell Kennington's arrest record and court case and tell us as much detail about it as possible. What was he charged with? How long was he in jail? Is he still in jail now? What was the sentence?
Russell Kennington, age 38, from Pleasant Grove, Utah, was arrested on September 11th, 2025 at the UVU crime scene. He was charged with suspicion of criminal trespass, a Class B misdemeanor, and obstruction of justice in a capital or first-degree felony case, a second-degree felony. He was booked into Utah County Jail. There are no public records of a conviction, sentence, or current status, which suggests he was likely released after booking.
When we tried to find it, it just disappeared. Grok, is it common for somebody to be charged with something like that and then just let go with no repercussions?
Yes, it's common. For a first offense, low-level trespass, and an
It's not his
active
first
scene-
offense. It's not his first offense. It was a felony.
And if it's a felony, aren't they
Understood.
going to take the
Let
gun?
me pull
And
the
if,
full record.
What, Arno? Go ahead.
if they take, like, if you have a felony, as far as I know, you can't have weapons. So where's the gun?
He doesn't have felonies on his record. He just has a criminal record. I've had it.
But it's still the fact that that was a public assassination, a very high-profile one, in which he's got a gun and he's in a disguise, right? I mean, it just doesn't
In a disguise
like,
that would fit this.
cover the gun.
It would cover the gun.
That's why it makes this very rare. You know, it's the other circumstances around it.
And at this time, they did not have Tyler Robinson. This is the next day. Tyler Robinson was brought in that evening, according to them, around 9 or 10. We know that that's not true. But this is in the morning or the early afternoon the following day before they had apprehended a suspect. There was still a suspect at large.
And this is the only video and only coverage of this event with this guy.
Except for after this went viral, after she posted it and it got around, my first post on this got a couple 100,000 views. The legacy media started reporting on it, but she broke the story. And then it got buried.
There's something going on with this guy.
I agree. Yeah, and he didn't. He just disappeared. Even his, like, I'm a really good background researcher. Like, I don't do it to people in Spaces or on X really, unless they are trying to meet me. But I can just from having a username or a phone number or an email or a name or part of a name, I can find out just about everything about a person. Like, I'm really good at it. Right? I don't use it or like use it against people ethically, but this guy I could find, but his boyfriend, this I forget his name.
Lance.
No, it's not Lance. This guy, this pudgy bald guy, his boyfriend. He is
The guy you had an arrow
he's a
to
ghost.
in that one image?
Huh?
You had an arrow to him in that one image you showed where they're all wearing
That
party dresses?
that was Project Constitutions. Yeah, they were all wearing it looks like onesies, right? Are those not? Isn't that what that is?
Yeah.
Those are all onesies.
Wait, whose boyfriend are we talking about?
So the Graham Durant is the boyfriend of Russell Kennington.
Yeah, Graham Durant.
Kennington Kim Russell is his name. Okay. Everywhere he goes by Russell Kim Kennington. That is not his name. All of his siblings, all of his family, his parents, his grandparents, they all have the last name of Russell. So I started reporting it accurately, right? Project Constitution did a thread on these, and then whatever brother was talking about, let me go back. The Zohar is the foundational and most important text of the Kabbalah, the mystical tradition of Judaism. And it's funny, Metatron is linked to Enoch. In the book of Enoch is where they talk about possibly the fallen or angels or maybe aliens being landing here and tweaking with the human race. It's one of those books eliminated from the Bible by the Catholic rule. Interesting. That's somebody.
Yeah, it's called it's considered the Apocrypha.
The Apocrypha. I have a book of that actually. So here's what he sent me. Major connection. I'll pull this up. This is Project Constitution's thread. Let me get this down. So Project Constitution. What happened? Can you guys not see? There we go. Sorry, guys. All right, I'm still getting used to YouTube. Major connection uncovered. Russell Kim Kennington and Lance Twiggs are close family. I didn't see this post. Plus 3 additional connections linking them together. New research shows that Lance Twiggs and Russell Kennington are not loosely connected. They are a close family. Lance Twiggs' grandfather, Dr. Jerry Twiggs, is the great-grandson of William B. Russell and Marion L. Russell. Meanwhile, Russell Kennington's mother, Julie Mary Russell, has been documented leaving flowers on William and Marion Russell's graves. This isn't distant ancestry. This is close family. Lance Twiggs was the roommate, boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. We already know that. The day after the assassination. Inside the taped-off crime scene. We know that. Even more disturbing are the multiple connections of these two men. They're a close family through the Russell bloodline. Kennington Russell works for the company providing TMS brain treatments for Twiggs' depression. I didn't know that. I didn't see this thread. Kennington's mother works
That's
for...
a link.
It is a link. It's more than one link. If it's accurate, I'm going to double check the source. Kennington's Russell mother works for an insurance company that shares the same maiden name as Lance Twiggs' mother. Kennington and Twiggs are heavily involved in Utah's trans and furry scenes. So we have a man who was caught sneaking into Charlie Kirk's crime scene with a gun, and a man widely suspected of setting up the accused shooter, and they're a close family with multiple overlapping connections. It's no longer a coincidence. Let me see. William B. Russell, father and patriarch. The Russell family was in DPO pioneers, and Dr. Jerry Twiggs descended from this line.
So Kennington was working for TMS Solutions, right? And they do indeed like electromagnetic pulse treatments for brain, like for mood regulation, and it helps with major depressive disorder, PTSD, and like anxieties and stuff.
That's very
And
interesting.
yeah, and seems like Lance Twig was one of his patients.
The reason I say that's interesting is so the whole idea of Metatron, right? So this guy's obsessed with Metatron, which is literally the voice of God. Now, you know what else would make you be obsessed with the voice of God? If you literally hear the voice of God in your head. And I don't know if you guys know about this, but this is like a real technology.
That's a different space. It's a main space.
No, I'm just saying, there's a technology that does this. It's a real technology. I'm just saying, like, it's out there. It can make you hear something that someone's projecting into your head.
Yeah, the low energy weapons or the energy weapons or whatever, right? Like, it's just.
No. Like this isn't like a woo-woo thing. Like this is like a real technology. You can see videos of it working.
I just had Grok check into it. Just, everybody, hold up a moment. Everybody, hold up. Okay. Russell Kennington was arrested September 11th, 2025 for crime and crossing tape, blah, blah, blah. Lance Twig's roommate, we know that, claims that do not hold up. Close family through Russell bloodline. No independent records, obituary, genealogy sources, or mainstream reporting confirm any blood relation between Lance and Twigs. Kennington Russell did work for the TMS company treating Twigs. No evidence found. Kennington's mother worked for an insurance company with Twig's mother maiden name. No evidence found. Well, they're using the screenshot. Had Grok on it, right? I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. Let me turn the sound off. Let me go back. Let me try to find it. He's using Grok screen. I hate when people do this. Listen, all right? If you guys are going to do independent research, okay, you will never see me posting just a Grok response screenshot, right? It will always have the primary sources. What does that mean? It has a web link to the source of that information. That way we can independently verify it, right? You cannot just spit a question in the AI and then take its response at face value. You have to like supply the links that the AI source its information from. That way you can go back and you can verify that what it's telling you is accurate. Or if you're following up on somebody else's work, I want people to be able to go to see where I found whenever you see me post receipts, and it's usually a web link or a video or a image of a primary or an audio clip, right? Anything. It's primary evidence almost all the time, or at least leads you to where you can go find it, because I want to be able to, people need to be able to follow your work, right? You need to show your work. People need to be able to reproduce your work, right? And that's how we know what is true or what's not, or what's least accurate or as close to factually accurate as possible. And like this, okay, here's what he supplied. And I don't have a problem with Project Constitution. He's all right. I can't. All right. Clarified family relationship based on the graves and public records. Jerry Twigs is a grandson or a descendant of William B. Russell, father. Let's see if we feed this into the AI, if it can give us a source. How about that? We'll do that. Let's do that. Because this would be huge. If they're a relation, and he was caught at the crime scene and nobody's talked about this, and this guy got let go, that is fucking massive, dude. Like that's huge, right? Like it's I don't know what's on this desktop. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm like, I'm doing this on YouTube. You guys are all going to see what's on my desktop. Nothing bad, but still. Here we go.
Yo, Diligent, before you end the space tonight, will you take a couple hands?
I mean, I don't see any hands, but you guys can talk.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, I just wanted to address the whole position of the shooter on the roof issue, because there's like 1 million people in the chat that was screaming about it tonight. And I just want to say, like, yo, YouTube chat, you guys are fucking out of control. You guys were like, diligence wrong, Valhalla's right. And you know what you guys forgot to do? Your due diligence. You didn't check to see if there's any discrepancy in Valhalla's video. I went to check it, right? I dropped it in the pill. I pinned it to my profile. You can see that in the Candace video where the shooter is laying down. To the left, there's a little triangular cut into the building. Now, that triangular cut only exists on the left side of the building. Valhalla suggests that the position of the assassin was closer to the center, right? And I provided 2 screenshots. They're very easy. If anyone wants to debunk that theory Valhalla proposed, just take a look at these 2 screenshots. That will immediately answer all your questions. If you're sitting in the middle, to the left side of you, there's only going to be a black line. If you're sitting on the left side of the building, then you'll get that triangular cut into the building. So that triangular cut immediately disproves the idea that he could be sitting in the middle.
It's the only spot on the whole building where it's like that.
Yeah.
I tried saying that, but I think it was Fedsloppers or something in my chat. It was like a bunch of
listen.
randoms.
A lot of those were real people. I saw a whole bunch of people that like paid for your content,
but they don't.
Yeah,
they're not like my normal chat people. Like they were not. I don't know.
I think some of them were misled. At first, even I was misled. I started believing your story. Then I was like, went to watch Valhalla's video, and I was like, oh shit, no, Valhalla is right. And then I was like, wait, no, let me do my homework. I went and did my homework. I completely disproved it. It's like if you just show these 2 screenshots that I posted, you can literally see it's pinned to my profile. You show these 2 screenshots, pinned to my profile, or you can find it in the pill.
I don't know where I have space up at.
Yeah, and they show it so clearly. It's so simple.
So seems like Kennington and Twigs were part of that same furry community, huh?
Okay.
I think that's the more interesting angle to discuss. The problem of involuntary celibacy. The meaning crisis that so many young college students are experiencing. They can't get pussy.
What
so
is
they have to turn
easy? I'm on
homosexuality
YouTube,
and
JW. Easy, bro. I'm on YouTube.
I mean, this is the problem. The spirit of murder, the spirit of resentment.
Hold on. What is actually documented? I just did it. Hold on. So the only solid independent primary source is the Desert News obituary from 2026 in December in 1999. Howard Merrill Russell. Parents William Buckland Russell and Marion Laddell Russell, married to Esther Nadan Spear, and children listed were Joseph William, Warren Scott, Michael Grant, Tamarin. No mention of any Twigs. This is a real Russell in the Grok screenshots. What is not documented. Okay, so we found half of it. Maybe. Let me see if I can find it. I'm going to have to look into this later. I'm going to have to independently look at this. I don't want to do it on the space. I'm getting tired. And I'm not ready to have the incel conversation yet. JD,
I think it's apparent. That's the primary factor.
I mean, I'm not suffering
young men don't
from
have
this.
meaning, and they go to these college campuses and they're having their identities galvanized by radical leftist.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. God bless everybody. God bless. Have a good night.
Propaganda, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks, brother. Yep. Thanks. Appreciate you. Have a good night, everybody. God bless. I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to do more of a formal format stream. I'll have bullet points and talking, I don't know. I don't know if I can try to do like a normal space and do the stream. The YouTube audience, I have to find a happy medium to make everybody happy. I am going to keep digging into this Kennington Russell character. He's a very strange individual, and he was found there with a gun in a trench coat or lab coat where he could hide a gun. And I think that there's more to this guy that meets the eye. Obviously, he's into some weird Kabbalistic ritual shit, and he got let out of jail on a felony with no other mention of anything. So. Have a good night, you guys. I'm tired. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless you. I do know that Barron was working on some stuff involving the case today. or the motion, and he was talking. I don't want to say too much, but I think he's going to be dropping some big news as regards to that motion that was filed today, or that was shared today. And I do know that with Candace and with the decentralized investigation, that there's going to be more information coming out in the next 48 hours or so. That's going to be pretty big. So have a good night. God bless you. Like the channel. Repost the space. Make sure you're following Maze, all notifications, everybody on stage. Make sure you're following them. Turn all notifications on for me if you want to support what I'm doing. I will be doing boots on the ground in Utah very soon. I'm not sure how soon. Might be a week, might be 2, might be 3. But I am going back to Utah, and I am going to be dropping some big news in that regard. Just wait for it. We're not done yet, everybody. God bless you. Have a good night.